KOs. She's 19-0-1. And when you look at this, Eric, you're going to look at the fighters and you're like, dang, this is a good card. 10 good fights coming your way. But let's talk about the main event. Fundora, undisputed, unified. That's crazy to say.
Yeah, she's young in her career, and she's already undisputed. So much talent, so much future ahead of her. You know, she comes from a fighting family. Exciting to watch always. You know, she uses her distance, and she's incredibly talented. Her and her brother, you know what I mean?
6'6" Sebastian Fundora.
Yeah,
but this is her last fight in Vegas when she was just vicious against the Argentinian. Vicious shots like that one right there.
Relentless, and you know, but she picks her shots smart, speed, power, height. She got everything going for her.
Yeah, they always say it's not how you win, and it's not if you win, it's how you win. She's knocking people out in the female division. She says she'll go up or down. This is Marilyn Badillo, who weighed at 111.6. Very, very confident in her ability, and you're going to see the height difference, but ripped.
They showed
Fundora.
up in shape. They showed up in shape. That's for sure.
Flexing all day is Fundora.
Yeah,
she's very talented. Don't let that smile fool you. She's a killer.
Yeah, she's a killer with charisma. You know. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited tonight.
And there you see the difference in the height. I asked Badillo about this yesterday. She's like, look, I fought everybody who's taller than me all the time. This is nothing. She's like, she's not that tall. I love the confidence.
I love the confidence, but let's be realistic a little bit. There's a little height difference there.
Yeah, and then yes, Fundora about 5'8". I think she might be taller, but she's trying to downplay it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, but that'll be the main event later on tonight here from the Front Wave Arena. So Golden Boy Promotions bringing you 10 fights total. Let's look at the tail of the tape for our fight that we're going to see coming your way here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Our first fight of the afternoon is going to be Dalis Kaleiopu, 6-0, 4 KOs. He's 5'11", 132.8 pounds where he weighed in, has the height advantage. Remember when you used to be the first fight of the day?
Yeah, I remember. Wait, seems like a long time ago, but it wasn't too far. Yeah.
So when you see this and a fighter like Dalis, he had an opponent, Ramon Perez, who showed up this week. You know this. It's more of getting ready for whoever's going to show up. So a youngster like Dalis has to be ready to go. Even though there's not many people in the building yet, he has to put on a show.
Oh, absolutely, especially early in your career. Your job is to come in here and make statements. Like, let people know that you're here, you're ready to fight, you're showing up correct, and get them in and out of there. That's your job.
And good morning. How's it to everybody in Waianae, Hawaii, who Team Nito's Boxing, they're all checking in for him. He has a good following. I like him, though. 5'11". How tall are you?
6 foot. Yeah, so
right? So not too far. Wait, do you fight at?
160.
When was the last time you saw 132?
Shit, I was probably in middle school.
But these two kids come and get after it. Jesus Ramon Perez is a veteran of 35 fights. When you take on a veteran like that, like you've been doing in your career, you're coming up and they give you these rugged veterans, you have to be locked in, don't you?
Absolutely. For every single minute, every single round, you have to be locked in. Because I mean, these guys know if you make one mistake, they will take advantage of it.
And guys like Perez, we recently saw him fight Johnny Cañas, and he gave him a good run back here ringside. So make sure you follow the Golden Boy social media accounts. Check out the Instagram. They had some cool thing with the fighters yesterday about what they like doing, what they don't like doing where they're in camp. Great job by Jessica Rosales, Christina Ramirez, who run the Golden Boy socials account for you. Make sure you follow everything Golden Boy behind the scenes. And make sure you subscribe and like here on the YouTube page. All right, so what's up with you? When are you going to be fighting? Anytime soon?
Oh, yeah, we got some announcements coming in.
Oh, really?
Soon. Yeah. And so things are cooking. We're getting ready. We're getting excited. I've been training, so excited to get back here and display some skills.
Yeah, Golden Boy announcing this week that at the end of June 28th at the Honda Center, it's going to be Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. and Zurdo Ramirez is going to be defending his cruiserweight belt. So. Yeah. I'm not going to say that. Maybe you're on the card, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know anything. I really don't know anything. I'm just trying to get something out of it. But you're fighting soon.
I am fighting very soon. We've been training. We've been preparing. And, actually, I'm in camp with Zurdo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we train at the same gym, under the same coaching, and he's looking good. He's going to show up correct, that's for sure.
What's it like when you walk in? Okay, we know Scrappy's at Brick House Boxing, right? Scrappy is Scrappy. But Zurdo, quiet demeanor, but he's been there, done that as a champ.
Yeah.
What's it like around him?
Oh, I mean, it's an inspiration. You know what I mean? Like he's somebody that you're in the gym with, that you want to be like. He's accomplished it in his own sport and in his own weight class, and he's made a name for himself. And when you're in there, he makes the environment, like inspirational. Is the best way to put it. Yeah,
you're doing that. we're going to see our fighters making their pro debut in Joshua Edwards, that heavyweight. It's impressive. I'm really looking forward to seeing him, man.
Most definitely. I know he was on the USA team.
Yeah.
He was the best in the country,
Yeah.
in the USA. And so, now it's a different league, pros, but exciting.
All right, and also we'll see after Dallas, the nail, Oleksandr Gvozdyk, who's also at Brickhouse Boxing. That dude is impressive.
Yeah. I mean, just stacked card, you know what I mean? Like these guys, they got to come in here. They got to make performances. They got great performances. They're they're early in their career and they're getting started, and so now their job is to go in here and shine.
All right, Saturday afternoon boxing coming your way. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. NBA hoops playoff started. Laker game at 5:30. At 5 o'clock, DAZN gets going. Baseball's going on. There's so many things going on. We're gonna have a lot of fun with you here this afternoon. Our ring announcer for today is all 10 fights. The one and only Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and welcome to Front Wave Arena here in Oceanside, California for Golden Boy Fight Night. Fundora versus Badillo. It's all brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and sponsored by Bet Online. All fight odds for tonight's fights are brought to you by Bet Online. Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino, Wild Casino. Let's get wild. Also brought to you by OnlyFans, where creators earn, and Riyadh Season. And now, fight fans, we're set to go with this bout scheduled for 6 rounds in the lightweight division. And first to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, Jesus Ramon Perez. And his opponent tonight from Hawaii, here's the undefeated Dalis Kaleiopu.
All right, the Hawaiian Dalis Kaleiopu representing Waianae, Hawaii. Team Nito Boxing.
Well, fight fans, once again, we're set to go this first bout on YouTube. Brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, scheduled for 6 rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with gold. He weighed in officially 131 1/2 pounds. He enters the ring tonight for the 36th time as a professional from Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. Diamante, Jesus Roman Perez. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing cream and maroon. He weighed in 132 3/4 pounds. In 6 professional fights, he stands perfect with 6 victories, no defeats, 6 wins coming by way of knockout from Waianae, Hawaii, the undefeated Dalis Kaleiopu. And your referee in charge, Sharon Sands. with the final instruction.
Okay, sure. Gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey all commands. The belt line is good here. I can see both belly buttons. I need you to touch gloves now and come out at the belt. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharon Sands, the third person in the ring as we get ready to go for our opening broadcast here on Golden Boy Promotions from North County, San Diego, Oceanside. Belted around alongside contender Eric Priest. All right, 6 rounds coming your way in the lightweight division. The Hawaiian with the white with red trunks. Dalis Kaleiopu. All right, so Eric, when you coming out as a youngster, I mean like the 6-0 record, and you get this old vet, Jesus Ramon Perez, who has 35 fights, took the fight on a couple of days' notice. What's the attitude that you got to take right away?
You got to come out here and they take advantage of like learning from like a vet's experience. Like you're a guy. Maybe his record doesn't show, but he's had like 30. He's had plus 30 plus fights. So coming out here and learning while you're doing it, establishing jabs, working on some of your craft, and making statements. That should be your game plan.
And make the statements because like everybody wants to be a pro and everybody wants to be on the show. And you all got to start somewhere. You got to start early on in the first fight of the day when the doors open to eventually becoming the champion and being the sold out where your face is on the marquee. This is where you got to put in the work right here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. These fights matter, and everybody's got to start here.
All right, so this was scheduled for 6 rounds. As Dalis started his pro career back in 2021. He got a 3rd round KO. That was at Fancy Springs. His recent fight, he beat Manuel Lerma in 6 rounds. A good fight. He swept the card 60-53. That was in Vegas back in November. His name is Dalis. Trained by Carlos Tangaro, Team Nito Boxing.
You can see Dalis establishing that jab really quickly from the get-go, really measuring his range and getting a head start so he can work on those counters when Jesus Ramon comes in.
And you're going to see Perez just winging punches and going lefty, orthodox, unorthodox. He'll do everything to just try to give you different looks. That's what those vets do. Oh, getting dropped. Big shot by Dalis. Knocks down the Mexican here in the first round. And the corner has stopped it. A first round KO for Dalis Kaleiopu.
Yeah, you can see him really establishing that jab early in that first round. They're measuring the distance. You can see him timing his counters, and as Jesus came in with that jab, just right over the top, set that right hand where it's supposed to be, and he made a statement. That's what you're supposed to do as a prospect coming up 6-0. It's a great performance overall by Dalis.
Perez had gone the distance the last 2 times. His most recent fight, Johnny Cañas, struggled with him, went 6 good rounds, but get caught in the first round. Let's look at the highlight of that KO.
See him measuring his distance with that jab, right? Yeah, as soon as Jesus lunged in with that jab, measuring right over the top. Yeah, right on the money right there. I mean, that's textbook boxing. That's fundamentals, and he executed great tonight.
Cody Camijo in the YouTube chat says Hawaii on top. Young RC, good job. Get the win. But you got to come in and just take care of business. And Perez got tagged. But one thing you don't want to do, especially with these veterans, is play with your food. He didn't do that at all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Came in, took care of business, go home, on to the next. And that's what you're supposed to be doing at this level in your career. So he did his job. And he could fight next month if he wanted to.
Huh?
Yeah.
Barely broke that sweat.
Yeah.
Joe Martinez is ready to make it official.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 2 minutes, 23 seconds, round number one. Referee Sharon Chance puts a halt to the fight. Your winner by way of knockout is 7th consecutive victory, 7th consecutive knockout. He is still undefeated, Dalis Kaleiopu.
All right, he's now 7-0 with 5 KOs. Up next will be Oleksandr Gvozdyk. And then after that will be Samuel Torres Castellanos will be doing it. As Team Nito taking the picture. So Dalis, his name is Dalis, D-A-L-I-S, because his dad, a Dallas Cowboy fan. So the mom said, okay, you can name him Dalis, but we're not spelling it Dallas like the Cowboys, D-A-L-I-S. And he's not the biggest football fan either.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just like, that's just my dad. I got the name. Hey, you keep doing whatever you do. And there you see Carlos Tungar doing a great job in Hawaii with the amateur kids that they have. So there's an updated fight card. So Dalis gets the first round KO, 223 of the first round. Gvozdyk coming up next against Anthony Hollaway. And then Samuel Torres Castellanos making his Golden Boy debut. He's 1-0. He's 20-year-old against Marc Misiura. Joshua Edwards, the Olympian from Houston, makes his pro debut. And, of course, Jorge Chavez will be leading our way here on the YouTube page. All right. So 1 fight down, 4 more to go. Don't go anywhere. Golden Boy Boxing from Oceanside.
Thought I deserved the decision, but I didn't get it. We move on and hopefully it happens again.
I can see why people would go with Dave winning it, and I'll have to be prepared for an even better Dave Allen next time.
His ceiling's been shown now.
And Dave Allen here is upsetting the odds.
He's lucky the fight never got stopped. I'm surprised he got the dub.
Most people felt that Dave Allen nicked it by a point, but it's 1 round away from a different decision.
And I'm Ade. Introducing the Ariel and Ade Boxing Show. All the headlines and hard-hitting debate from the world of boxing.
And we've got special guests every single week.
So if you love boxing, you'll love this program.
Every Tuesday, live on DAZN.
X-Series on the Zone, where superstars meet.
It's not going to be your usual show.
And chaos unfolds.
Are you not entertained?
Nights like no other, where anything and everything happens.
Are you kidding me?
Where dreams are built in a heartbeat and shattered in seconds. Defying expectations, where underdogs conquer.
That changes everything!
And champions are crowned.
Am I now the queen of misfits?
The Zone is the home of crossover boxing.
In 2 months, join us on the world stage, where football's elite will assemble. 63 unmissable matches to decide one world champion. FIFA Club World Cup. Watch every game live on DAZN.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th. Eubank Jr. versus Ben. Over 30 years of rivalry and hatred.
I do hate him.
2 warriors, 2 wars, but the feud was left unfinished. Then, a bloodline born.
Legacy, respect.
The next generation.
My dad's my hero.
A new destroyer. Rivalry in their veins. Hatred in their blood. This is going to be bloodbath. Family.
This is personal. I can't lose to this, man.
History.
You bank Nigel Ben. This is a war.
Legacy.
This is the final chapter.
Eubank Jr. versus Ben. Live on DAZN Worldwide. April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
All right. Front Wave Arena in North County, San Diego, Oceanside to be exact. We've already had our first fight, and it was a first-round KO for young Dalis Kaleiopu, stopping Jesus Ramon Perez, the veteran, in 2:23, the first round. All right, let's look at the tail of the tape for our next fight. The cruiserweight division coming your way. Eric Priest, Gvozdyk from the Ukraine against Anthony Hollaway, and it's Oleksandr with the height advantage, but Holloway has the reach advantage.
Oh, this is going to be a great fight. I'm excited. I've been in the gym with Oleksandr, seen him spar, seen him working. Very, very talented, experienced veteran fighter. And, yeah, it's going to be a little, I think it's going to be an exciting fight, that's for sure.
All right, this was scheduled for 8 rounds. Joe Martinez is ready to bring them out.
To watch tonight, 8 rounds in the cruiserweight division.
All right. Well, I told Joe we're ready to go because I love hearing the voice of the Joe Martinez. So Joe's voice is so fantastic that you got to hear him multiple times. Joe, if you hear me right now, nod your head a little bit. No, you're not hearing us, Joe? There you go. You have Amber and Viv, your ring girls tonight. Got to make sure that Oleksandr has the right music, Eric Priest, because you can't show up if the music's not right.
That's
Come on,
important.
DJ Ray.
That's important stuff. Get in your zone, get hype, get ready to do this work.
All right, so what is your walkout song?
It varies. I swear. I feel like the walkout song is more for the fans sometimes rather than you. You want to get the room electric.
All right, let me tell you this. You might not care, but there's some fighters, they wait to make sure the cue is ready. All right, Joe, you know what, Joe? I want to hear you this time. Say something, Joe.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 8 rounds in the cruiserweight division, and first to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Anthony Hollaway. Tonight, fighting out of the red corner, hailing from Ukraine, here is Oleksandr Gvozdyk.
Well, the Nail's not even waiting for the music to play. He's ready to get into that ring. What's it like being in the gym with him? It seems like he's serious.
He's very, very serious. You know, he comes ready to work. You know, and that he creates that gym environment, and he doesn't play around. He kind of gets in, nods his head, smiles at you real quick, and then does his job.
Coming into a Ukrainian song by Treble. Gotta put that in my Spotify.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we go to our next fight tonight. 8 rounds in the cruiserweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing yellow and blue. He weighed officially 179 pounds. In 19 professional fights, his record stands at 9 victories, 7 defeats, 3 draws, with 7 wins coming by way of knockout from Peoria, Illinois. Here is Anthony "One-Way" Holloway. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with white. He weighed in officially 179 1/2 pounds. In 22 professional fights, his record, 20 victories, including 16 knockouts, just 2 defeats. He hails from Kharkiv, Ukraine. Here is Oleksandr "The Nail" Gvozdyk. Your referee in charge of the action, David Sullivan.
Fighter chief second. Fighter chief second. Okay, listen, fighters, I give you instructions in the locker room. I expect a good, clean fight. Listen to my instructions. Listen to my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times, okay? This right here is good right here in the belt line here. This right here is good right here. Touch them up. God bless you both.
All right, David Sullivan, the third man in the ring, San Diego County native. Cool for him to get a fight in his backyard, so this will be a good one. Our second one of the afternoon. We still got Samuel Torres, Joshua Edwards, and Jorge Chavez for you here live on YouTube. Then at 5 o'clock on DAZN, you'll see the other 5. Of course, the main event, Gabriela, Fundora, Marilyn, Badillo. The Nail is coming off a loss back in June of last year against David Benavidez. He went the distance with Benavidez. That was in Las Vegas. It was unanimous decision. That was for the interim light heavyweight title. And Benavidez just fantastic fighter. Before that, he had won 3 in a row for the Nail. He also, back in 2019, had a knockout loss to Artur Beterbiev. That was in Philadelphia. And he went down 3 times in the 10th round. So this is a tough dude, man. This is a very, very tough dude. Those 2 losses to Beterbiev and Benavidez, man.
Yeah, you're talking about some of the best fighters in the world.
So the Nail, black and white, a new team now with Brick House Boxing.
You can see him establishing his jab early, measuring his distance.
Yeah, Marco Contreras, Roger Anderson, Elazar Hernandez in his corner for the Nail. He's 38 years old. Cruiserweight is very interesting. So he goes to Brick House, which is the home base for Zurdo Ramirez. Management team, same as Zurdo Ramirez. Hook from the Nail.
Work it out.
So he and Zurdo spar?
I haven't seen them spar.
Okay.
I haven't seen them spar, but seen him working with Darius Fulgham.
Okay.
Beck the Bully. Moving around some top guys.
Yeah, from the Ukraine. Body shot from the Nail.
Yeah, he's throwing that right hand to the body there. You get Holloway to drop his elbow a little bit. Set something up.
Yeah, you would hear about him in the rankings. Remember, the cruiserweight division is interesting. You didn't hear about it for a while. Then the last, I think, year, maybe 18 months. Oh, okay. We're making noise in the cruiserweights.
It's definitely. I was at his fight with David Benavidez.
Okay.
Yeah, but he put up a good fight. Tough dude.
Yeah, that was at 175. This one is at 179 where they agreed to. That's why it's technically a cruiserweight fight. Scheduled for 8 rounds. Up next will be Samuel Torres Castellanos. We still got the heavyweight Joshua Edward to make his pro debut. Then Jorge Chavez. Body shots from the nail. 11 months since he's worked. So got to get in there, get that lather going, the activity.
That's good.
Keenan Wright lets us know it's 10 seconds to go in the opening round. Our timekeeper for this afternoon.
Stop.
All right, let's see highlights for that opening round.
You can see Oleksandr establishing his jab, coming over that right, really digging that right hand to the body, that the straight right to the body, trying to get Holloway to start dropping that left elbow of his, maybe set something off after that jab.
There you see the corner for Holloway. That's Anthony Cardenas giving the instructions. He's from Vista. Down in, not too far from here. We're in Oceanside, North County. And now the nail comes out starting strong and quick in the second round.
Coming out hot. He's setting that pace.
So is he working out at the same time you are?
He comes in about an hour after me, so I usually catch him in the last hour and a half of my workout. Yeah, so I see him around a lot.
You know, you're a fighter. Eric Preece, my partner this afternoon, who you've been going to different gyms, just learning from so many different trainers. So I like the brick house side because the nail is going upstairs 1 and 2. But when you go to a new gym, you have to learn that trainer. I mean, you might know him, but when you actually train it together, it's different.
No, absolutely, yeah. Like about every trainer has his own style, and boxing is not. You can't really copy one style, but you can learn different styles, and you create your own from that.
Our second bout of the afternoon, 10 fights total. Golden Boy Promotions here in North County, San Diego, Oceanside. Afternoon boxing here in April. You can see Oleksandr is taking his time, finding his spots.
Oleksandr, he's controlling the pace.
Yeah, which he couldn't do against Benavidez.
Yes. I'm sure he learned from that fight as well. You know, and now he's just touching sometimes, throwing hard jabs, putting his head off the line to get out of traffic from Holloway at the same time, and digging down to the body, changing levels. Good boxing.
It's our second fight of the afternoon. 5 o'clock is when DAZN gets going. It's going to be Joel Iriarte, then Ruslan Abdullayev, Tristan Calcruth, Charles Conwell, and then the undisputed champ, the unified champ, Gabriela Fundora. Mouthpiece is coming out for Holloway. That got tagged. Holloway, less than a minute to go in the second round, breathing heavy here. Oh, good right hand from the Ukrainian. The nail. You're right, he's been establishing that jab early, Eric Priest.
Yeah, you see him establishing that jab. Yeah, just keeping him right at the end of it. You know, he's controlling the pace, and I can see why Holloway might be getting a little bit tired.
Mouthpiece went out. Yeah, you're saying it's tired.
Yeah, I see him getting a little bit tired because, you know, Oleksandr, he's controlling. He's just like he's pushing him back. He's doing calculated aggression, and it's like somebody just being in your face the entire time. You know, that anxiety, that stress of somebody being there in front of you all the time it'll wear on you. If you can't control and keep them away.
Yeah, you're seeing a very sharp nail. The 10-month layoff helping him out.
Oh, yeah, and it's good that he's already back in there, though. You know, 10 months, like, I wouldn't do it anymore because, I mean, the ring rust is that's a real thing. So he's definitely good that he's active right now.
Done with 2. And you see the corner of Galloway, they're working on him. The highlights here of that second round.
Ooh, you can see that. Yeah, you can just see Oleksandr. He's trying to set things up. You know, he's trying to counter that jab. Holloway is throwing somewhat of the same jab every single time. So if you keep doing that, you got to change up the speeds on that. But you know, at the same time, Holloway, tough guy. He's taking some shots and he keeps going. You know, he's here to fight. That's for sure.
All right, third round of action. This was scheduled for 8. The nail looking good, being aggressive and attacking. Stepped it around along with Eric Priest. Prospect coming in. Fighting soon, he says.
Yes, sir.
Won't tell me when, but he'll be fighting soon.
Very soon, very soon.
Announcement coming soon.
Yes, sir.
Galloway 9-7-3. He lost to Tristan Calif, and he goes down here in the third. He got tagged. I don't know if he's going to get up. He is very, very wobbly, and he got it at 9.
Come to me. Come to me. Go that way. Go this way. Show me something here.
You hear referee saying, show me something. Third round, the nail. Trying to put the nail in this one. Hook from Oleksandr.
You see, he's not just rushing in. That's that experience. He's setting things up off his jab still.
Man, those jabs are stiff from Oleksandr.
Those are punches. Those are real punches, not just jabs.
Galloway is tough, man. He's still throwing his shots.
Let him go. Work it out. Let's go. Stop. 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 Box. Push.
Oh, and he gets tagged upstairs. Wobbling, goes down for the second time in the third round. Galloway is in danger right now. Referee stops it here in the third after he went down twice. .137 of the third round, as the ref had seen enough. The way that he got up, the way that he was wobbling, referees said no. And before that knockdown, he even told them, he told Galloway, or Holloway, make sure you show me something. And Holloway didn't show enough for the referee, stops it with 137. It was inevitable. It was going to be some more damage. Good stoppage for me.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Let's look at the knockdown that ended it. Oh, good hook.
Wow. Yeah, he's setting up that straight power jab the entire time. And, he's going straight, then, boom, goes right around. Great setup, great execution by Oleksandr.
Yeah, Holloway is tough dude, but Oleksandr Gvozdyk from Kharkiv, Ukraine, and gets his 17th KO. He's now 21-2. The nail back in the mix. Looks sharp.
Oh, very sharp, very sharp. You see all that time, and he's putting in the gym, all the sparring. It's paying off. It's always a great feeling.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute, 37 seconds, round number 3. Referee David Sullivan puts a halt to the fight. Your winner, by way of knockout, Oleksandr the Nail Gvozdyk.
All right, so 2 fights done. 3 more to go for you here on YouTube. Let's give you the updated fight card. All right, so Dalis Kaleiopu, first round stoppage. The Nail, third round stoppage. What will we get from Samuel Torres Castellanos, Joshua Edwards, and Jorge Chavez? 3 more fights to go here on the Golden Boy YouTube page for Oceanside.
DAZN the undisputed global home of boxing, where the greatest fighters take center stage, with fights every week and over 185 a year. And now, the mighty Queensberry joins over 30 worldwide promoters to up the ante like never before, with the best of the best.
The biggest nights.
There's no limits to what's possible. Nobody brings you closer to the action, because if the fight is on, it's on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
My name is Gabriela Fundora, and I'm the flyweight IBF champion.
Oh, early in the morning, I wake them up with a siren. 7 a.m. Yeah, they go for about 4 mile run. Then they come back, do a little strength and conditioning. Then feed the goats, feed the animals. And she gotta go see that we have eggs. Then just eat breakfast, take a rest, come back at 1 and do her boxing.
What got me into boxing was actually my mom. I was always watching her, and my brothers were training too, but it was just more me gravitating, focusing, just watching her compete in the amateurs and going to all these tournaments. Even when I was younger, I was underneath the ring, kind of just watching my brothers do their thing in sparring or in fights, and my mom was reffing them and judging them. So I was always around boxing, watching it, and then eventually I got into it.
Oh, well, too bad. You can't
Our life is boxing. It's not any camp, and it's just, we step outside. There's the gym. We come into the gym, rings right here, and it motivates you. It's seeing, say if I'm on my break, right? Not really, but I'm still watching my brother do his thing, or my little sister, and we're just so knitted that it's in the system. It's part of like breathing, sleeping. It's just boxing's another one of those things. Right now, what makes us different, we're the first in history to be the first brother and sister duo in boxing to be champions at the same time. So, trainer of the year, I think so.
All right, back here ringside at the round. Eric Priest, what are you looking at your phone, man? Your contract? Did they send you the contract?
No, I'm waiting on that. Waiting on some great announcements. Gonna be ready to fight. You know, I'm excited. He's been training hard in the gym. So a lot of my stablemates here, and so being here in this environment, it gets me amped up. You know.
All right, what weight are you fighting at?
Fighting at 160. 160.
160. Eric Priest. What's your social media, man?
Eric Priest, ERICPRIEST on Instagram.
Must be nice just to have your name like that, huh?
Yeah, right. I mean, no underscores, no nothing.
No underscores, no name, no number, nothing. Eric Priest, we'll be seeing him in the ring soon. But we already have 2 fights done, as the Mykell Gvozdyk and Dalis Kaleiopu with stoppages early on. So 3 more fights to go. Samuel Torres Castellanos will be coming up next. The man is going to be making his Golden Boy debut. He's already 1-0 representing Hollister, California. Then the Olympian Joshua Edwards out of Houston. And then Jorge Chavez here is going to be your main event on the YouTube portion. And then at 5 o'clock, you'll need the DAZN app. And the DAZN app is what you'll need at 5 o'clock. I think they want me to talk to Fundora. Fundora's the main event tonight, right? So she's the undisputed IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO, and ring flyweight champion. That's crazy.
Absurd.
To see something like that.
At that age, to be there, she's going down in history, that's for sure.
Yeah. She just turned 23. She's fighting at 112 pounds yesterday at the weigh-in. I was like, oh, well, what about it? I'll go up, I'll go down. I don't care. I want to fight and be known as one of the best ever. I love her attitude, man.
Love that. She got the charisma. She's got the skill, and she's showing it. I'm excited.
All right, Rob, you're telling me to show something. Rob, I can't hear you. Let people know the trick, because DJ Ray had just blasted the music inside here. And, Rob, if you just turn your microphone up so I can hear you, we would love to do that. But I'm going to keep on talking about Fundora, because it's a fighting family. Now, you came from the Midwest, chasing your dream, all right? So you chasing your dream. it's her brother, her dad, the whole family is fighting. But people always say boxing at the end of the day is a lonely sport because it's only you in the ring right there. The attitude of getting in the ring, what do you need to have?
Oh, you gotta have it, and it's something that you sometimes can't teach, but when you see it, you know it, and you gotta be willing to go out there and just do your thing, really, honestly, and cut out all the noise, all the people. Yes, it's just you when you're in there, but trust your preparation, honestly.
All right, let's look at the tail of the tape for a fight that we have coming your way. The tail of the tape is Samuel Torres Castellanos. He has the height and reach advantage against Marc Misiura, who comes from Scranton, PA, who has 11 pro fights. The 20-year-old Torres Castellanos, recently signed by Golden Boy. All right, so you signed with Golden Boy. What was it like signing that contract?
It's like getting signed into MLB. You know what I mean? Like you watch your entire life, guys like Oscar and all these great fighters fight with these major promotions, and you're like, all right, now it's my turn. I'm here.
All right, Joe Martinez, it's your turn. You're here.
And here we go, fight fans. Our next fight tonight, 4 rounds in the super welterweight division. And first to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, here is Marc Misiura.
All right, Marc Misiura from Scranton, PA. Coming into the Rooster. Oh, that's a jam right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Speaking of walkout songs earlier, I mean, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Based on the song, he probably means business.
He does. He comes in tough. Record of 3-7. He's been stopped 4 times. The last time we saw him, it was hot prospect Caden Griffiths, the 18-year-old trained by Joel Diaz of the Coachella Valley, who stopped him with a body shot in the second. This dude is tough. He only fights undefeated fighters. Of his 11 fights, 10 of those have been against undefeated fighters. So Misiura comes in ready to battle.
You got to respect that. You got to respect that. Coming in here fighting tough opponents and, trying to earn your stripes. I love it.
And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner from Hollister, California, Samuel Torres Castellanos.
'20-year-old Samuel Torres Castellanos. So, recently signed to Golden Boy. We'll see what this young man is all about. Standout amateur.
You can hear some crowd.
Ah.
Got some support around here. Love it.
All right, Joe Martinez.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout's scheduled for 4 rounds in the super welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing blue trunks trimmed in white, he weighed in 151 pounds. He enters the ring tonight for the 12th time as a professional from Scranton, PA. Here is Marc Misiura. Aimed across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing maroon trimmed in black, he weighed in 149 3/4 pounds. After a pro debut victory tonight, he looks to remain perfect. Hailing from Hollister, California, here is Samuel Torres Castellanos. And your referee in charge, Thomas Taylor.
Boxer chief second.
Okay, coaches, anything on the white line here and above is going to be good. Everything on the black here and up is going to be good. Guys, you got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Tom Taylor, the third man in the ring as we get ready to go for this fight. Super welterweight division, 4-round schedule. Beth around alongside Eric Priest here at the Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California. Afternoon boxing, our third bout of the afternoon. Already got wins for Dalis Kaleiopu, first round KO. Mykell Gvozdyk had a third round stoppage. What we get in this one between Torres and the veteran Marc Misiura. Has trouble on his trunks, does Torres Castellanos. And before anybody starts saying it's Castellanos only yesterday at the weigh-in, I was like, what is your last name? Because we saw Samuel Torres on one, we saw Samuel Castellanos on another, and he said at the weigh-in, I want to be Samuel Torres Castellanos. So that's where we're rolling with that. It's the most important thing, get the name right.
That's so true. You can see him measuring his distance. Coming on, he's got a quick jab.
Trying to go with that overhand right quickly is Torres Castellanos.
Watch the feet, gentlemen.
Torres had a pro fight back in 2021 at the Big Punch Arena. Got the decision. He was a teenager. That was 4 years ago. So they let him fight at 15 in Mexico. Got out of the way, so here's his second pro fight.
He's doing a great job right now, letting his hands go. He's coming out hot, you know, not wasting any time. He knows what he's here for.
A lot of accolades. A lot of people speaking highly of him from Hollister, California. Near Gilroy. Body shot from Samuel, or Sammy as other people call him. And Misiura is going to be there. You don't have trouble finding him.
Yeah.
I don't know if Misiura wants to be in that corner. Misiura has been stopped in his last 3 fights. Gets good prospects.
He's not throwing much right now. Misiura, he's kind of backing himself into a corner. Probably not the best strategy right now when you're going against someone like Samuel that wants to let his hands go.
A good combination from the 20-year-old. Misiura in the corner trying to slip away. Does briefly, then he gets tagged. Now he's backpedaling in the corner. He's in trouble. Getting attacked by Sammy. Uppercuts, going upstairs. Finally, Misiura holds on.
Let go. You okay? You okay? Go.
Good opening round. Body shot from Castellanos. 10 seconds to go in the opening round. Good action. Good back and forth action.
Time right there.
Misiura knows. I mean, that's what he does. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
Tough.
Knows how to survive, knows how to hold on, knows how to make it come out alive. Yeah, right now. I would love to see some more out of him, throwing some more punches, but Torres is really putting on an onslaught. Yeah, he's letting his hands go. A lot of punches, a lot of combination punching right there.
And the fight has been stopped. The corner of Misiura has decided they've seen enough. So it's a stoppage in his second pro fight for Samuel Torres Castellanos.
Good for him. You know, he came out and he handled business. And like I said before, it's what you got to do. You're 1-0, coming in here with a veteran kind of fighter, and get him in and out of there. That's your job, and he did that tonight. Good for him.
So for Samuel, it's a special day for him, fighting with a heavy heart. His great-grandfather, Amador Castellanos, passed away on the 17th. He found out a couple days ago from Pajacuaran, Michoacan, Mexico. His great-grandfather will be buried this weekend. And then you see the tail on Sammy. He said he's grown it for 14 years.
14
like, I'm not going to cut it. Or no, 10 years. He's like, I'm not going to cut it. So it actually goes to the middle of his back, but you see how they had to braid it. So it goes down to the middle of his back. That's how long that is, but they had to braid it to make sure they wouldn't get in the way during the fight.
Shoot, I've always wondered, you know, I've seen some fighters that have that, and it's a style, you know what I mean? Usually, you got that, you usually probably get pretty good at punching people.
Yeah, he's had it more than 10 years, so there it is. So win number 2 for Samuel Torres Castellanos. And his crowd showed up from Hollister, and they made the drive down south.
Ladies and gentlemen, by request of the blue corner, referee Thomas Taylor puts a halt to this fight, declaring your winner by way of knockout, Samuel Torres Castellanos.
All right, so it's going to go as a knockout. And there you see Eric Gomez, president of... He's in my... And there he's got the picture with Tom Taylor, one of the best referees in the business right now. So the 20-year-old, it's the knockout. I mean, that's what you're going to get.
And one more step in the right direction.
Right?
Exactly. One more step in the right direction. That's what you got to do.
All right, so 3 fights done, 2 more to go. We've had a first round, a third round, and a first round. What will we get from our next 2? The heavyweight Joshua Edwards ready to make his pro debut. That's coming up next.
First beautiful day. Cheers, have a great day.
With Con now stepping up in weight, we are doing something slightly different, but his weight's great anyway. He's 10, 12 pounds over exactly where we need to be, but we are putting him in a caloric surplus. Normally we go high and low on each training days, so some days are high, like the sparring days, some days are a little bit lower to tap into the weight. Thankfully he can now be fueled for every session. We started with doing a comprehensive profile in London, so we did resting metabolic rate plus lots of other tests. We got this data to know exactly how many calories Connor's burning on a daily basis at rest, and now we use other methods like Whoop and Garmin to see what he's burning with each and every session. We add the 2 together plus some other things, thermic effective food, so we have a total number of how many calories are going out. We then factor the nutrition into that. Myself and Glenn are working each day in terms of making sure he gets enough fuel in and ensuring that his weight's not coming down too quickly. So we're in a great position.
Show me how long you get it. Don't start stick some tunes on. Stick some tunes on.
All right, good afternoon, wherever you may be watching on YouTube for free, whether it's on the DAZN YouTube page or the Golden Boy YouTube page. You have 2 options there. Make sure you subscribe and you like to both pages. Beto Duran alongside Eric Priest. We're in here somewhere. You got the shades going on because inside the Front Wave Arena, home of the San Diego Clippers, the G League team, and also the San Diego Sockers, the indoor soccer team. There's a vibe, there's an energy, the lights are going on and off. It's pretty cool here. So we've had 3 fights done for you, 2 more to go. Look, you didn't even do any research for this. I mean, hold on, let me get this right. You didn't have to do any research because all we did was get knockout. But you know a dude who loves the knockouts? And you know him, Charles Conwell.
Oh, yeah. Bad news right there. I talk about a heavy-handed puncher, especially in the super welterweight division. He's been making statements, and I'm excited to see him tonight.
He's 21-0. He's our co-main later on the night on DAZN. Let's go behind the scenes with Charles Bad News Conwell.
No defeats, 15 wins. Jorge Perez, 153.2. Here's his ungouts, Charles Conwell. 153, Conwell, 153. Jorge Perez, 36-5 veteran, 32-4, 26 knockouts. Looking to upset the undefeated 21-0 Cleveland native Charles Conwell in this co-main event scheduled for 12 rounds in the super welterweight division.
And that'll be our co-main later on this afternoon on DAZN. And Conwell taking on Chino Perez, who's had some impressive wins lately. Been the B side, he's been getting victories the last 3 fights. So it's not an easy fight for Conwell. I like it.
Oh, absolutely. He's coming out here. Jorge, he's just like he's making upsets. He's doing his job, and he's not somebody that you just want to overlook at all.
Conwell, a U.S. Olympian, and with the record of 21-0, 16 KOs, the nickname Bad News. He said that he signed with Golden Boy because they had people in the division that he wanted to fight and wanted the guidance. Let's hear more from Charles Conwell.
Bad news come from, you got to face Charles Conwell. That's going to be bad news for you because you know he going to win and he not going to stop.
It's going to be bad news for you.
It feels good, to have the same people that you started with still here sticking around with you. And look how far we come together. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it without them, so it's just we all in this journey together.
About time. And I'm not being haughty or arrogant, but sometimes greatness takes a lot longer than you would expect it would when you think you should be where you should be and you're just not getting there. But it's all a process, and even taking it cool, you got a good attitude, he just waiting his turn.
I think nobody's surprised that we're here. They're more surprised it took so long, but the reward is even better in the back end because, all the hard work, all the rough patches, all the things you've been through together, it just makes you grow closer and appreciate it that much more.
It's a high risk and low reward. And right now, Charles isn't a high reward. So, but he's definitely a high risk. So no one really wants to fight him right now.
I love to make statements. I love to prove that I'm the best. I love to go out there and overachieve and do better than what people thought I was going to do. So my first 12-rounder, my first, top 3 guy in the division, WBO. So it's exciting to get a top-rated guy in the ring and push me.
We know Golden Boy is going to do everything they can to get us to the right spot, and we trust them. And it's just a matter of time when they put us in that position, we're going to shine.
Don't nothing catch my eye with these guys. That's why I'm trying to fight them. So, there's definitely some talented guys in the division. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely a lot of great fighters in the division, but I just feel like I'm the best, so I got to keep proving and showing like demonstrating against these guys. They put me in the ring. I just got to separate myself from those guys and keep on putting on great performances.
But when his turn comes, that's we're gonna show the world who the real boogeyman is.
All right, back here, Beth Durant, Eric Priest with you. We got 2 more fights to go on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Conwell, he's bad news. I like his attitude. I like his approach.
Me too. Charles Conwell Sr., he said something really, really, really good on that. He said, things take longer than you might think they will in this sport. And Conwell, he's been patient. He's been around, and he trusts Golden Boy with the process of his career, and he's going to show up. And when it's his time, I believe he's going to show it out. So, he's a danger to his division. I think he's been overlooked, and I'm excited. I'm excited for his career, really.
That'll be the co-feature later on DAZN. Let's talk about what Golden Boy has going on. So, of course, we got the fights here at Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California, North County. But the announcement coming this week that MVP Jake Paul, as Eric Gomez, the president of Golden Boy, shows up right now. Eric's the one who knows about making some fights. They've been working with Jake Paul. Jake Paul's going to fight Chavez Jr., and Cerudo's going to be on that card. It's going to be at the Honda Center end of June. You're going to be fighting, not on that card, but sometime soon. So it's going to be a busy summer for Golden Boy. And then how about in 2 weeks, New York City, Times Square? You've been there before, right?
I've been there. Okay. It's iconic.
Exactly. It's iconic. So when you go to Times Square, right where everybody takes the picture, where they drop the ball, you've walked there and you're like, oh, this is cool. This is crazy. Now imagine putting a boxing ring in there. That's what they're doing. That's nuts right there.
For the public, it's never been done. It's going to be one of those monumental things in boxing before. That's never been done before, and I'm excited. You got Garcia, you got Barboza, you got Teofimo, Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez. It's going to be a great card.
All right, so it's going to be, you mentioned it, the fights: Ryan Garcia against Rollies. It's going to be Teofimo against Arnold Barboza Jr., who's on a roll, and Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez, the former champion who's trying to get back on the winning side after losing to Barboza. But let's talk about the Ryan Garcia fight. We did the media workout here in San Diego where he's training. I think Thursday we did that. And Ryan, it was just for him, came out. And I've known Ryan before he signed to Golden Boy. And so you've seen the young kid, the teenager, to where he was at, to last year being all crazy to where he's now. He seemed very mature. I don't know if he when last year his antics against Devin Haney, a lot of that was just over the top. But he even said it himself. He's like, I know what's going on. And when you have the sport of boxing taken away from you because the PED suspension, like, it makes you appreciate what you have. I like the demeanor that Ryan Garcia has had for us.
Absolutely, and through social media, and you see him. I saw his media workout stuff. He looks focused.
Yeah.
He looks sharp. Him and Derek James, you can tell they've been cooking, and he's prepared. Because Rollies, you can't be overlooked. Talking about a former champion right now.
And that's what he was saying, because he and Rollies go back to the days when they're amateurs, when they're sparring. And Rollies, though, we asked Ryan, like, you and Rollies weren't really going back and forth to the trash talk because it was personal for many years. Like, well, I don't want to do what I did against Devin against Rollies, because Rollies needs that motivation. He feeds off of stuff like that. I don't want to do that. So Ryan playing the mind games early, man.
Yeah, Ryan, I think that's a good strategy. I've been in the gym with Rolly. I trained with Rolly for about 6 months, and you can tell he does feed off that kind of stuff. He loves antics, the pre-fight. That's where he wins usually that battle. Gets in his opponent's head, So.
Ryan was also saying, he's like, he can't go and just start training with Rollies because Rollies will be looking for a big pop, a big shot. So it's going to be, Ryan said, it's going to be a knockout from Ryan's side, but it's going to take a little bit longer to develop that. Arnold Barboza Jr. has been on fire. Beat Jose Ramirez, goes across the pond, gets that victory, and now he gets Teofimo, who hasn't been active. That's an interesting fight for me.
That's gonna be great. Barboza, he's one of those guys. Like, people have counted him out. In certain fights, they did some people didn't think he was gonna beat Jose Ramirez, and he's been proving people wrong. And now he has the belt. He's that guy. And Teofimo not being active, we'll see how that suits him.
And Arnold last year when he fought on the Devin Ryan undercard, did not look good. He escaped with a victory, and he's the first one to tell you it was not his best outing. After that, he's turned it around, so he'll be fighting Teofimo. And then Devin Haney, coming back from the Ryan loss, going up against Jose Ramirez, who is lost. Both of these fighters need a win, but Haney, the way that he lost to Ryan, he got broken down. That has to affect his mental.
Oh, absolutely, and we'll see how he recovered from that, you know. And yeah, but like you said, both these fighters need a win right now, and somebody who loses will take another step back in their career. And you know, I'm excited to see what Haney shows up. Is it old Haney, you know, that beat Cambosis and all these guys, or is it new Haney, you know, new and improved?
And then with Jose Ramirez, you could never count out a former champion, especially with training with Robert Garcia. You have to make adjustments. I think they're going to make some adjustments. It's just going to be a really... Dude, it's Times Square, though, and it's free. It's available there for you as you're going to show up, and all of a sudden you're going to be walking by like, oh, there's a fight here in the middle of the afternoon? I think it's in the afternoon, but Turki Al-Sheikh is doing big things, and he keeps talking about the different locations. Have you been to Saudi for one of the fights?
I have not yet. Not yet. I want to fight there.
Yeah, you do.
Going to call Oscar. Hey, you can put me on one of those cards.
Yeah, you do. Ring Magazine doing a bunch of stuff. So the sport of boxing is healthy right now. For you, Eric, fighting 160 pounds, you look at this division, you're like, huh, you're about to be knocking on the door of the major rankings, right? You're about to get there with another win underneath your belt. But it's healthy because finally people are fighting each other. You don't have to worry about saying, no, I don't want to fight this guy. You're seeing the fights as a fight fan that we want to see. That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's an amazing experience. Right now we got the WBA North American Continental title.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we got that, and it's cool to see it firsthand. You know, everything that like the rankings and climbing it, and you know, your name up there. You know, so it's kind of cool. Yeah.
That's Eric Preece. I'm at the random with you here at Front Wave Arena. We've had 3 fights so far and 3 stoppages. Wins for Dalis Kaleiopu, the Niño Gvozdyk, and Samuel Torres Castellano. Still got Joshua Edwards and Jorge Chavez to come next, as Edwards, the Olympian from Houston, will be our next fight. Now, Golden Boy's going to be busy this summer, so you get your win on your next card. They're going to be busy. Oscar keeps talking about making more fights, being very active. A summer series they're talking about possibly doing where they're going to have a lot of activity. We have our Golden Boy Fight Night shows that we do usually on Thursday night. That the development show for these young fighters to get exposure. You graduated from that. You moved on. But it's very important for these young fighters that are looking right now. Like you were there not too long ago where you're like, I want to fight. I want to fight. I want to fight. But you got to climb. You got to take you step by step. Best advice you have to young fighters right now.
Stay focused. Stay in the gym. Don't waste time. Stay active. If you fight as many times as you can in 1 year, you know, if you're walking down here, just walking through these guys, bulldozing through them, knocking them out in 1 round, stay ready. Be ready to go because your name might be called.
All right, so your name might be called. So stay. How old are you
now? 26.
Oh, man, such a young guy. 26.
Hey.
Keep going. A wise fighter. 2 more fights to go. It'll be the heavyweight Joshua Edwards taking on Larry Gonzalez from the Clovis, California. And then we still got Jorge Chavez and Brandon Douglas at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern is when you're going to need the DAZN app. So you're going to need the DAZN app. You know what? I'm going to look everywhere around here. You know why? Because I'm looking at this arena, looking at this building. This is cool right here.
It's going to be electric
The
here.
tail of the tape is going on. And it's Joshua Edwards, 221 against 292. And as he said at the weigh-in yesterday, Edwards, no fat. No fat on my body. He has the reach advantage. That's a long reach for this heavyweight.
It's a major weight difference. Excited.
All right, Joe Martinez, bring him out.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of heavyweights ready to make their way into the ring. First up, fighting out of the blue corner from Clovis, California, Larry Gonzalez.
All right, 1 pro fight for Larry Gonzalez at 30-0 from Clovis, California, near the Fresno area. It was a draw. A little bad bunny for him on the way out. 292 is where he weighed in. Larry Heredia, Augustus Devers, and Larry Gonzalez Sr. in the corner of Larry Gonzalez.
And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner from Houston, Texas, Joshua Edwards.
In the American robe, Ronnie Shields on his side. Ronnie's a good dude, man. Just been around, knows what's up. Be working together as a pro. Nick Gatlin and Melvin Malone also in the corner of Joshua Edwards. They've been with him since he was a kid. The 2024 U.S. Super Heavyweight representative for the United States. Fought in Paris. He has a crowd coming through. Signed with Golden Boy. Oscar De La Hoya really, really excited about this man.
He's rocking the old school robe. I've seen a few people tonight rocking that. You know, it's coming back.
Shout out Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Once again, fight fans, we are set to go 4 rounds this scheduled in the heavyweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks trimmed in black. He weighed in 292 3/4 pounds. After a draw in his professional debut tonight, he looks for victory number 1 from Clovis, California. Here is Larry Gonzalez. Aimed across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing solid white trunks. He weighed in officially 221 1/4 pounds. Tonight, he makes his professional debut. Here's a 2024 U.S. Olympic boxer from the Space City of Houston, Texas, the Rocket, Joshua Edwards. And your referee in charge, Sharon Sands.
All right, Larry, Joshua, this is 4 rounds. Obey all commands, protect yourself at all times. Here's the belt line, okay? Keep the punches up, touch gloves, and let's get going. There we go.
Sharon Sands, third person in the ring for our heavyweight bout. And you hear the Houston faithful making noise for their fighter, Joshua Edwards. Rocket is the nickname he has on his trunks, but everybody knows him as Good. Joshua Good Edwards. He said, yes, like I mentioned earlier, at the weigh-in, 221, walked by me, he said, no fat. He was an athlete, represented the United States, fought Jalolov in Bulgaria a couple years ago. Ronnie Shields, I was Ronnie, how hard does he hit? Man, these shoulders right here, I feel them when we're doing mitts. And Edwards just had a smile and stay a little smirk. He's sticking that jab right away.
Yeah. Coming out, landing that jab on basic command right now.
Yeah. Gonzalez, he's going to stand there. He's not going to move away. You're going to have a target for him. Oh, a head snap back from double jab from Edwards. Uppercut from Edward now. Bouncing on his toes is the Olympian Joshua Edwards. Yeah, he did get that tattoo with the Olympic rings. Man, he's snapping back the head of Gonzalez.
Right now, Edwards cannot miss.
As an opponent, it's not going to be hard to find. You can hear the thuds on the punches.
I can feel him.
Yeah. He gets in there and he moves, does Edwards. Edwards was boxing at the age of 6. His dad took him to the gym. And all he did as a kid was box. No football, no basketball. Then finally, his sophomore year of high school, he said, Dad, I need a break. I'm going to go play basketball. Got to the basketball team, made varsity as a 10th grader in Houston. Broke his wrist going up for a dunk. Landed on his, nah, I got to go back to boxing. He said he was getting burnt down when he was 16. After that, that break fueled him to an Olympic run. Here he is as a professional. Oh, good overhand right from Edwards.
That might have been just what he needed because he's looking sharp after all this time. Glad he came back to boxing, that's for sure. You see Edwards putting that jab down to the body and then coming upstairs with that right hand. He's trying to set up that right.
Slipping punches going upstairs as Edwards. Solid opening round in his professional debut. Joshua Edwards, Houston, Texas own. Looking confident, having fun. And the first round is done. Using the inswell right away is Augustus, the cut man. Look at the highlights here. A lot of Edwards, Eric Priest.
He's really using that jab. He's not even not letting Gonzalez even get close to him. Managing his distance, his range, moving around. That jab can't miss. And yeah, jab in the body. Come over with the right hand. Exactly. He's just trying to set up that right.
From Houston, but really representing Sunnyside is where Joshua Edwards is from, a rough neighborhood in the southern part of Houston. Sunnyside, he said, you got to fight your way out of there. And I was like, you Houston or Sunnyside? He said, man, please say Sunnyside for me, man. I want to let people know you can get out of there and do things. Here he is as a pro, looking good, is Joshua Edwards. And the development of a heavyweight, you have longer to work with them because they hit their prime later.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I feel like the heavyweight division is usually you can the longest lasting careers sometimes. He's athletic. He's fast. He's strong. Great movement. You can tell.
I was asking about finding somebody who's 292. He's like, I've always fought in the super heavyweights as an amateur, so I've always been lighter than everybody else. But they feel my pop. As Gonzalez tries to go lefty to give him a different look, it doesn't work.
They're telling me I can feel the pop.
Now Edwards goes lefty. He's mixing it up. All right, you want to do it? I'll do it with you.
You see that? Yeah, Edwards is not letting that size dismantle him at all. He's fighting in there. He's willing to exchange with him.
Gonzalez going southpaw again. And that's not a good move for Gonzalez. Caught twice, 3, 4 times. Body shot upstairs from Edwards. Gonzalez is bleeding now. That left eye is busted. Oh, another right hand to the left eye. Attacking is Edwards. In the corner, Gonzalez. Eating punches, mouthpiece goes flying. Gonzalez in trouble. In the corner, turning his back, and it is over. Sharon Sands has stopped it. As Gonzalez was getting work, and his professional debut, Joshua Edwards, representing Sunnyside, it looked good.
Wow. What a performance. What a performance. Those shots landing basically on command and picking his shots smart. You can see he's thinking in there. An insane amount of athletic ability, and wow. Oh, yeah, it was an overhand right there. Switching southpaw, I don't think was the best move for Gonzalez.
He was eating some big shots. Edwards sitting down on his punches, Eric Priest, and here's where it ended.
Oh.
That's the mouthpiece flying. Boom. And Gonzalez knew, and he turned his back. He had enough.
Good stoppage. Good stoppage.
Man. Again, we're not going to get all overhyped because it's his pro debut, and Gonzalez is only in his second pro fight. But you see something with Joshua Edwards, the way that he moved, and it's different going from the amateurs to the pros. This is a young man. Now I see Oscar De La Hoya and Eric Gomez really, really high on this young man.
Absolutely, sitting down on his shots. He's literally switched stances in the middle of the fight. Just impressive work.
To go from Sunnyside in Houston to fighting in Bulgaria, winning a championship in the amateurs in Chile, fighting in Paris in the Olympics, and here now on a Golden Boy show, Joshua Edwards. Walk him down 2 times is his Instagram. Because his coach, when he was a kid, Nick Gatlin would tell him, just walk him down. And he's like, well, the next fight is a big-time tournament. Coach said the same thing. So he's like, walk him down 2 times. That's his IG. Joe Martinez ready to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute, 51 seconds. Round number 2. Referee Sharon Sands put the halt to the fight for your winner. In his professional debut, a KO for the record. The Rocket, Joshua Edwards.
You said it earlier, Eric Priest. Young fighter, your best advice is stay active. I think they're going to keep this young man active.
Based on this performance right now, Edwards, I think, could fight in 4 weeks, and he looks sharp. He looks great. He's already in shape. Why not?
You said Golden Boy's going to be busy in May, June, July. Now you got to get the team picture. And there's the man who had him as a kid, Nick Gatlin, Melvin Malone, Ronnie Shields joined him now on the professional side. So the good amateur coaches that were with him know him from a kid. And there's Eric Gomez with the high five ready to go. And then you bring in a man like Ronnie Shields, only makes your team that much stronger.
Yeah, Ronnie Shields working with plenty of world champions, the Charlos, and wow, it looks like he's got a great corner on there. Great work. Coming over, yes. Yeah. Gonzalez switches southpaw, and then, wow, yeah, Edwards coming in, yeah. An onslaught of punches, and yeah, good stoppage by the referee. There's nothing left for Gonzalez to do.
Yeah, just taking punishment. Yep. So gets his professional debut. A second round stoppage for Joshua Edwards. Yeah, well, I'm talking to you, man. You hear me? As we'll get your microphone turned on for Joshua Edwards. Talk right now, Josh.
Yo.
There we go. All right, man. So congratulations.
Thanks.
You get the victory. He didn't go down, but you were beating him down, man. How'd you feel?
Man, just listening to my corner, I wasn't investing enough in the body in the first round. So once I started investing in the body more and putting my combinations together, then it was just cake work.
Yeah, I can see you jabbing down to the body, looking for the overhand right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just butter him up, soften him up down there, and then dude, great work.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right, so you went after it. I talked to you in the locker room when you were getting hand wrapped, talking to Ronnie, and I told the story about how your nickname came.
Yeah.
Right? It's you have the rocket on the shirt, but you're good, and then walk him down good 2 times.
Yes, sir.
You walked him down.
Walked him down. See, I think that's where I'm going. I'm gonna have to do some rebranding, and do that.
All right, you get your hand raised as a pro. How did that feel? You've done it as an amateur, but the pros.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Just
walking out here, it was like, dang, this is, man, I'm like, it's not even, man, it was just crazy, like mind-blowing, just walking out here and getting in the ring and the lights, how bright the lights were. Like, I didn't fought in the amateurs, but when I got in the ring, I just was thinking, like I'm here. It's time to do this. This is what I work for.
Big leagues now, you know, you get the arena. It's a different setting, but, I mean, you performed, you showed out, you know what I mean? Like, it's great. I mean, we're talking about, like, the size difference. Did you feel any of that at all? Like,
I wasn't going to let him touch me. My style is to not get touched. I'm going to do what I want to you, and you ain't touching me. That's how I fight. But I knew he was heavy, so, like, I knew I just had to increase my range a little bit just so I see everything coming and I can block it in minutes.
You were landing with efficiency. Let's show you the highlights here of your fight. It ended in 151 of the second round. So look at the highlights here. Look at the roll, by the way, fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that roll came out real nice.
But right away, you're establishing the jab in the right hand.
Oh, I remember that overhand right there. Yeah, I wanted to come straight out with the jab, like, because it'll open everything else up. Oh, man.
Yeah, enjoy it, man.
Man, I was so much in, like, adrenaline. I don't remember everything I hit him with.
Well, you were hitting him with everything. That uppercut knocked out the mouthpiece. This is the second round. Here's the end that's coming your way. And he turned his back.
Yeah.
All right. There it is. You're taking the selfie that's going to be on the Golden Boy social media account. Make sure you follow that. But you just said it, though. The adrenaline that hits you. You were landing some shots that were flushed. I mean, that dude, it's the second pro fight. Yeah. He's gonna be hard to take down.
Yeah, because
he ate a lot of shots.
He was real. I knew he was going to be real durable. So I just wanted to come out and establish my jab. That way I can start landing what I want to land. My right hand, I was going to open my right hand up. And then once I started feinting and he started reaching a little bit, I knew it was time to land my right hand.
All right, so you look at your amateur career, a career that started when you were 6 years old.
Yeah.
I told the story about how you tried to be a hooper. You broke that wrist. And you're like,
broke that wrist, man. I got right back to the gym. As soon as I got out of that cast, I was back in the gym immediately.
It's a blessing in disguise, I guess, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got some people yelling back here. Who that?
It's my dad.
Where's your dad at?
My dad whistling. The one whistling.
Come here. Bring your dad.
Come here, Dad. Dad, come here.
Get over
here. Come here.
Get the dad. I mean, if your dad's going to be.
Way to go, boy. Way to go.
Already.
Way to go, Rocky. Way to go. Way to go.
All right, Dad.
Golden boy forever.
Go ahead, you can keep on yelling all you want. Yell all you want. You don't have to leave. Why is he leaving?
He don't want to bother me. He could.
But I love to see that because in the sport of boxing, sometimes you get the dads that are in the corner. They want to do everything.
Yeah,
your
but
dad was back there yelling the whole time.
I appreciate my dad so much for just
flex a little bit. Flex some more.
Over.
Look at him flexing.
That's my big brother right there.
Oh, that's your brother?
That's my sister. My grandpa over there.
Oh, your grandpa's there too? That's grandfather?
But I just appreciate my dad so much for not being an overbearing father in the sport because I see a lot of that these days. He always has advice, of course, but he stays like in a dad role. Of course, he's gonna always like try to give me the tips and stuff here, but he doesn't try to play coach and manager and everything.
But that excitement back there right now, I swear your dad's the one that just went 10 rounds.
Long time coming, man. Long time coming.
Hey, we're here now, though, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. That's like, man, you made us say what, like, I'm excited to see your career. Like, what do you want next, man? Like, just to keep building?
Yeah, I just want to keep building, keep getting sharp and learning some new skills. I got both of my coaches corner coaching now, my Coach Melvin and Coach Ronnie. They're both, like, co-coaching, so I'm just picking up skills from Ronnie. I've been training with Melvin already, so I feel like I got the best team. My strength and conditioning team is great. I just got to, man, I'm ready to do it, man. I'm here.
Yeah, we said it. Golden Boy's going to be very busy this summer.
Yeah.
Look, you sweat a little bit, but you can get back in there right away.
Yeah.
Go tell Eric and Roswell that you're ready to fight right now.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, line the next person up. I'm going to tell Eric. I'm going to talk to Eric, and we can get another one out the way.
Now, Summerlin. Right? No, I'm going to say, where are you from? The neighborhood you're from?
Sunnyside.
Sunnyside.
Yeah,
That means a
Sunnyside,
lot
Houston.
to you because you're representing for that neighborhood. Why is it so special to be a good role model there?
It's just not. It's a lot of trouble, and it's a lot of just nothing going on. Like, it's nobody to show the kids. Like, you don't have to. I don't think anybody can box. This is not for everybody. I'm not saying everybody can box, but you don't have to be doing like stuff that's illegal to make money and live a good life. So I just want to be a role model in that aspect.
All right, there's that camera. Look at that camera right there. Send your shout-outs to everybody that you need to hear.
Man, shout out my family. If I start naming names, I'm going to miss somebody, they're going to be mad. So I'm going to just say my family, man, my coaches, my strength and conditioning coaches, my boxing coaches, my manager, Lester, that's the only name I'm going to say. And man, I just appreciate everybody coming out, supporting. I had so much help along the way, just getting me ready. So I'm ready to do it again.
Think about your life, where you went 6-year-old in the gym, your dad just taking you to Chile, to Bulgaria, traveling the world, to the Olympics in Paris. Now here as a professional, you're 1-0, man.
And I didn't been to the Olympics, man. It's not the same, man. It's not. When I came out here and seen these lights and just the ring mat and all the stuff on the ring, the golden ball, I was like, man, I'm here. Like, I did it.
Keep that energy, man. Keep that positive energy going forward. You're fun to watch, and you have a great personality about yourself.
Yeah.
But this is, remember I was saying in the back, you got to promote your social media, let people know.
Hey, walk 'em down good 2 times. That's my Instagram. It's hard to remember, but if you have trouble, just put in Joshua Edwards on Instagram. You can find me.
Walk him down.
I'm going to walk him down, and I'm good at it.
Yeah, walk him down. Go say what's up to your dad. Commissioned, ready to talk to you.
Appreciate
Joshua,
y'all,
appreciate you as always, man. Congratulations to everybody there and his dad back there. This is why I love working the undercards, because you get that raw emotion, that raw feel, right? Like, by the time you get to Eric Priest level, you're like, you know what to say. You have the cliches, like, you know, we're going to go be ready, whatever my team wants to do. He's like, line them up, let's go.
And as you should, based on that performance, I would put him against a lot of people. He looks great.
All right, so Joshua Edwards, love the energy. The Olympian gets the knockout. One more fight to go for you here on the YouTube page. And then at 5 o'clock Pacific, you need the DAZN app. Subscribe to the DAZN, and then you'll be able to see all the fights. Not just these fights from all over the world. 5 fights on DAZN starting at 5 o'clock. Of course, the main event, Gabriela Fundora, Charles Conwell, Tristan Calcruz, Ruslan Abdullayev. Joel Iriarte opens up the show, but one more here on the YouTube page. Coming up next is going to be Jorge Chavez, Golden Boy Promotions in Oceanside, California.
Thought I deserved the decision, but I didn't get it. We move on, and hopefully it happens again.
I can see why people would go with Dave winning it, and I'll have to be prepared for an even better Dave Allen next time.
His ceiling's been shown now.
Dave Allen here is upsetting the odds.
He's lucky the fight never got stopped. I'm surprised he got the dub.
Most people felt that Dave Allen nicked it by a point, but it's one round away from a different decision.
Ariel.
And I'm Ade.
Introducing the Ariel and Ade Boxing Show. All the headlines and hard-hitting debate from the world of boxing.
And we've got special guests every single week.
So if you love boxing, you'll love this program.
Every Tuesday, live on DAZN.
X-Series on the zone, where superstars meet.
It's not going to be your usual show.
And chaos unfolds.
Are you not entertained?
Nights like no other, where anything and everything happens.
Are you kidding me?
Where dreams are built in a heartbeat and shattered in seconds. Defying expectations, where underdogs conquer.
That changes everything!
And champions are crowned.
Am I now the queen of misfits?
The Zone is the home of crossover boxing.
In 2 months, join us on the world stage, where football's elite will assemble. 63 unmissable matches to decide one world champion. FIFA Club World Cup. Watch every game live on DAZN.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th. Eubank Jr. versus Ben. Over 30 years of rivalry and hatred.
I do hate him.
2 warriors, 2 wars, but the feud was left unfinished. Then, a bloodline born.
Legacy, respect.
The next generation.
My dad's my hero.
A new destroyer. Rivalry in their veins. Hatred in their blood.
This is going to be the bloodbath.
Family.
This is personal. I can't lose to this, man.
History.
Eubank and Nigel Ben.
This is a war.
Legacy.
This is the final trap song.
Eubank Jr. versus Ben, live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
My name is Joel Iriarte. I'm a welterweight, junior welterweight. Yeah, so I was real young. You know, I've been boxing since I could remember. Starting out, you know, the first couple of years of my boxing career, I was a real shy kid. My dad had a friend that had a boxing gym, and initially I wanted to do karate. I just wanted to do some sort of combat sport. So when he said he had a friend that was actually a boxing coach, I was all for it. So yeah, so I took it serious. Every day I would go to training. I kind of learned, you know, the ins and outs, the ropes of boxing, and you know, thankfully I'm here where I'm at now.
The referee taking a close look. Alice Carvalho not gone down. They will stop it. And Joel Iriarte looks picture perfect in his pro debut.
Coming from a Hispanic background, culture is everything for us. You know, our family, my dad works super hard. He works in San Fernando, commutes from Bakersfield to San Fernando. It's a 85-mile trip every single day. He wakes up at 2:30 a.m., works his 12-hour shifts overtime, comes back around 4:35 and trains me still for my 2.5 hours. You know, this amazing stuff coming from where he was in a small rancho in Mexico. Look up to him as a motivation that if he's able to do something that amazing, you know, I could do it at a bigger scale. So, you know, that's a motivation for me day to day. I just have big goals for myself. I was on, you know, like I had the 17 national titles. The goal has always been to be world champion, and we're taking that very, very seriously. It's been an experience, and I just look forward to keep on growing and being active. And, you know, I'm excited to have Golden Boy behind me. I think that they're, you know, an incredible promotion company, and I'm grateful to have them look at me as potential to grow quickly, and you know, as fast as they want to move me, I'm all for it. I'm ready to take, you know, I'm ready to show the world that I'm a contender.
That's Joel Iriarte, who you'll see live on DAZN at 5 o'clock. Peter Duran, Eric Priest here ringside. One more fight to go for you here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. But Joel Iriarte, I really like his demeanor outside of that ring. He opened up, he and the family, his own gym in Bakersfield, not just for him to train, for the community. And in that community, they make sure that they have classes for kids with special needs. So they shut down the gym for an hour and a half to make sure that kids who have autistic or special needs or just trouble, that they have a space to go where it's safe for them. He's only 21 years old. I love the maturity for that young man to think like that. Because I know at 21, I wasn't thinking about anybody else. I was worried about myself, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I was not like that at 21. And like you said, he seems like respectful, composed. He knows who he is. It seems like he stands for the right things. And I'm glad to hear that that's what they're doing over there. That's awesome.
Yeah, and, you know, Bakersfield, 2 hours north of Los Angeles. So he has to come down a lot of times, especially the amateurs, to get the sparring in Southern California. So the commute, the grind. You know what it's like. You came from a small city, yeah, right? Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Right? Boxing scene is there, but
not the same.
You got to leave home to go and get better, and he's starting to do that.
Yeah.
It's that mentality that fighters have.
Well, I mean, it's like, hey, like if I want to make this happen in my life, I have to do this, and I want to be the best, and it's one of those sacrifices you got to make. And, you know, the fact that he's doing that just shows you how bad he wants it.
Yeah, Golden Boy signed him as an amateur before he turned pro. 6-0, 6 KOs, and they moved him quick in 2024 because he was knocking out good opponents. And tonight they're going to give an opponent, Marcos Jimenez. The Puerto Rican has 36 pro fights, and it's an 8-rounder. And Jimenez is tough. He's rugged. And Iriarte, anytime you line him up with somebody who's tough and rugged, he takes care of business. Again, you've heard it from Oscar a lot of times. It's not if you win, it's how you win. And knockouts get you fans.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, knockouts are the biggest statements you can make right now in his career. And, yeah, like you said, this guy wants to fight rugged. I've seen you fight.
Oh, he'll mix it up, too.
Yeah, he'll fight inside. He'll fight outside. He will brawl with you. And he comes out to make us like a performance and a statement every time.
That'll be the first fight on DAZN live at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Download the DAZN app, subscribe, and you'll get all kinds of combat sports coming your way. Of course, the main event later on the night will be Gabriela Fundora against Marilyn Badillo. The IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO, and ring flyweight titles will be on the line as Fundora is the youngest ever undisputed female champion, and now she will be the main event. Of course, bad news, Charles Conwell takes on Gino Perez, Jorge Perez from Sinaloa, Mexico. And then the heavyweights, Tristan Calcruz and Felix Varela from the Dominican Republic. And do not miss, after Iriarte, Ruslan Abdullayev, an Olympian from Uzbekistan, also Kazakhstan, will be fighting Gino Rodrigo, the Filipino. And Abdullayev's team has said, we want to fight for a title maybe this year. That is crazy. They want to go the Lomachenko route, trying to get there. All right, but of course, at 5 o'clock, it'll be Joel Iriarte opening up the show. We talked about the 6 KOs. Let's look at some of the highlights of the young man from Bakersfield.
Largo ya. Por ti. Atrás.
And that's
largo. Número 2. Eso. Atrás. Eso.
So Iriarte working his gym. That right there, Eric Priest. A heavy bag.
The fundamentals, conditioning.
That's his opponent for tomorrow.
145.8 official weight for Marcos Jimenez. Joel Iriarte of Bakersfield, California.
So the Mavs is showing up in shape.
Yeah.
That's good work. That's good work.
Problem. You see Oscar holding that
146.2 is both
gold
fighters
belt.
fight
That helps you
Marcos
get in the
Jimenez.
rankings.
Yep.
All right, so you get that belt, you get in the rankings.
The undefeated
But
Iriarte
he's a young
looking
man
for
that could steal the show, isn't he?
Yeah, most definitely. And fighting on the same card with him one time, he stole the show that night. You know, he did great, and so I know he can.
When you have Charles Conwell, Gabriela Fundora, and Ruslan on the card, somebody's going to steal it. It could be Iriarte because Marcos Jimenez, the veteran, is ready to mix it up with him. That's coming up later up at 5 o'clock. We still got one more fight to go here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. It's going to be Jorge Chavez against Brandon Douglas. Don't go anywhere. Golden Boy Promotions in Oceanside, California.
Being groomed for greatness.
Here goes the first. Oop. I stunned him.
Garcia closing in now.
Boom. That's all she wrote. Good night. But I'll tell you the story about this, okay? I'm Ryan Garcia, and this is the best 10 seconds of my career. I'll set the scene. I'm in the locker room, and I always play worship music and always talk to God before I step in the ring. I don't do anything else. As I was doing that, I felt an aura just come over my gloves and just a feeling of knowing. You understand what I'm saying? The feeling that I knew I was gonna knock him out. And as I knew that, I was already praying for him to wake up because I didn't want him to be asleep forever. So I came out, I was feeling good in the ring. I shoot my shots, I'm landing them at ease. He's throwing punches that are out of range. I'm continuing the pressure without putting too much pressure to make it sloppy, and I didn't want him to be too worried. So immediately, I went into a defensive position to try to invite him into a shot. Right here, he's throwing a shot that he knows he shouldn't throw. And for that split second, he's vulnerable to get knocked out because he won't see the shot coming. Now that I look back at it, it's like, I felt like I had like hours to hit him with that shot. As I'm looking at it now, right, it looks so like in an instant. But when I'm looking at him right here, I had about a second to land that left hook. I was like, oh, wow, he's leaving his head there for that long. And I was like, all right, boom. When you know you knock somebody out, it's not because you hit them hard. It's more like you hit them and their body disappears. You know, look at me. Look, I don't look strong because I'm not that tough guy. You know, I'm not the guy that, you know, is just looking mean, angry. But it's something inside me that has this fire. It's belief. It's this energy inside me that when I throw a shot, it comes all out. It only comes out when I'm throwing punches. I'm doing anything else, I don't got it. It went viral. It went nuts. Everybody was talking about it. LeBron James. I mean, so many big celebrities. So much hype around it. I delivered an amazing knockout, and that's the recipe for viralness. That's how the world repays you. I felt so great. I can't even explain that feeling I had inside me. King Ryan. That nickname just stick well to me. When you're winning like that, you feel like you're royalty. Just like LeBron James, he's King James. He's king of the court. And I want to be king of the ring. And that was the best 10 seconds of my career.
Hard right hand that landed. Right hand and a hook, and Duno is hurt. Duno's hurt bad. Wow, it's over. That's a superstar performance right there, Brian.
In that fight, it was kind of like nobody gave me a shot. It was weird. I've been boxing since I was 7 years old, so I already knew I could beat this guy. I knew I could beat him fairly easy, but everywhere I looked, they all said I was going to get knocked out. I'm finally fighting a real fighter. I believed in my skills. I believed in myself.
Duno suddenly became like the most dangerous man in boxing because Garcia did not want that fight for that night. Now he gets that fight.
The fight was moving fast. He was coming forward nonstop. So I just started throwing my punches, and I kept on seeing that he wanted to duck away from my left hook. I caught a guy before with that same punch, so I knew I could land this punch again. I just had to, find the right timing.
With hard right hand that landed and shook Duno. Garcia able to land that right now. Down he goes. Right hand and a hook, and Duno is hurt. Duno is hurt bad.
Well, as you can see, the punch was quick. A lot of people think that it was the right hand that knocked him out. When matter of fact, it was the quick left hook, right around the temple that caught him.
Oh, that's the left hook that did it. Glancing left hook. There it is.
I guess it wasn't meant for people to see because I caught him clean, right on that left hook. If you zoom in, they slow it really down. Like, you gotta slow it more down than slow motion. I literally took it frame by frame because I knew I caught him. I knew I hit him with the hook. And his whole body disappeared. A lot of people miss that though. I call it the ghost punch. Like Sonny Liston versus Muhammad Ali. Phantom punch, but mine's the ghost punch. So.
Ryan Garcia, we hosted the media workout for him on Thursday. Different demeanor for Ryan. He's growing up. He's your age now. He's 26.
Yeah, 26, yeah.
Yeah, and he'll be fighting in Times Square. Ryan started his pro career across the board in Tijuana. To go from Tijuana to fighting in Times Square, it's crazy what the sport of boxing can take you. I mean, you've been around.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy what the gloves can do for you.
Absolutely, yeah. From like you said, Tijuana to Times Square, that's what a journey. What a journey boxing can do for you.
And I'm pretty sure you go somewhere and be like, oh, Ryan Garcia this, Ryan Garcia that. People who don't really know boxing.
Yeah.
This kid at Sergio Morrison in the broadcast, the kid's a superstar, man.
Yeah, he's very cross-promotional, and he maximized that. He was one of the first to do that, and so it's really paying dividends at this point in his career.
Yeah, so he'll be the main event at Times Square May 2nd. One more fight for you here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. At 5 o'clock, you'll be able to see Joel Iriarte and then Ruslan Abdullayev, Tristan Calcruz, Charles Conwell, Gabriela Fundora. The first ever event here in boxing at the Front Wave Arena in North County, San Diego. We're in Oceanside. Some of the Golden Boy fighters are here. Beck the Bullies on the other side. Caden Griffin's an 18-year-old is over there with him. They're here to support Ruslan Abdullayev, who they're in the same camp with. So you're training now at Brick House, right?
Yep.
What's that vibe in there?
It's great. You got champions. You got Exordo Ramirez. You got Scrappy Ramirez. You got Julian. Working. He's a prodigy. Freddie Roach. The super knowledgeable environment. It's nothing but motivation in there. We always try to make each other better, and it's awesome.
So when did you start boxing, Eric?
I started boxing training when I was about 9 years old. Yeah. Right. So and then was doing a bunch of combat sports and narrowed in on boxing around like 13 or 14, and that's all she wrote.
I know that your mom is Korean.
Yep.
And you have the Korean tattoo, the USA tattoo, but you also have kids that come up to you and say, "Hey, as the Asian role model, that's got to be something for you."
Oh, of course. I have the opportunity and a skill set to represent my culture, my heritage. I really try to make the most of it. It's really important to me, and it's the right thing to do.
What I also like is whenever you're fighting, I'll say something. Oh, from Kansas City. It's like, is it Missouri or Kansas? Which one is it? And I'm like, wait a minute. He represents everybody, man. Don't get mad at me.
At this point, I've lived in so many different places. I've trained in Vegas, lived there, Arizona, California, Kansas. It's Kansas City, Kansas. Yeah. So. Yeah.
But you know what? If you want to claim him from Missouri, he'll do it. The Show Me State. He'll take all the states, right? He'll take all 50 states.
Yeah. I'm a KU and KCA fan.
Oh, see, now you're going to get people in trouble. Easy there, Rock Chalk.
Missouri even. It's cool.
No, now you're going to go to Missouri. But that's Eric Priest. You'll be seeing him in the ring pretty soon. Is this your first time doing a real broadcast with it? How's it feeling?
It feels good. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just getting used to all the buttons and stuff. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, there's here's our box. There's a bunch of
whole
buttons.
3
everywhere.
buttons. You know.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of paperwork here, but we do have Eric Priest here on the broadcast for one more. It'll be Jorge Chavez against Brandon Douglas. Make sure you subscribe to the Golden Boy social media accounts and also like and subscribe to the Golden Boy YouTube page, as you'll see exclusive behind-the-scene videos when fighters aren't in camp. There's one up right now with Charles Conwell where they went to his camp in Ohio. Also another video of Gabriela Fundora from her workouts that she does at her family's compound. And she's running in combat boots. That's the main event later on tonight. But right now, one more fight for you here on YouTube. Let's look at the tail of the tape for Jorge Chavez and Brandon Douglas. Jorge Chavez, Tijuana, Mexico, San Diego. He represents both kids. He says the typical border kid going back and forth. Douglas actually moving up in weight. He's normally been fighting at 118, so he had no trouble making the cut. All right, Joe Martinez is going to get into the ring to walk out our next fight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with our final bout tonight. The main event on YouTube, the Golden Boy page, ready to bring you 8 rounds in the Super Bantamweight division. And first to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, from Salt Lake City, Utah, Brandon.
Salt Lake City, Utah is where Brandon Douglas is from, but been training in Las Vegas the last month. Richard Barrientos, Joseph Santos in his corner. The biggest stage for him. His last fight was in Jamay, Jalisco. He got a 5th round stoppage. That was in October of last year. His only loss came back in 2020. Fought a veteran in Agua Prieta.
So,
And now ready to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Here's the undefeated Super Bantamweight from Tijuana, Mexico, Jorge Chavez.
All right, they can make some noise in front wave. Wearing his Padre colors. San Diego, Tijuana's own Jorge Niño Dorado Chavez ready to walk. Little Junior H, el hijo mayor. Mom in the crowd, a lot of family in the crowd. Jorge Chavez turned pro, the Honda Center, back in 2021.
And all 5 fans, here we go once again, our main event on the Golden Boy YouTube page. 8 rounds in the super bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white with gold. He weighed in officially 121 pounds. In 14 professional fights, his record stands at 13 victories, just 1 defeat, 11 wins coming by way of knockout, hailing from Salt Lake City, Utah. Here is Brandon Bigger Douglas. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing Padres home colors. He weighed in 122 pounds even. In 13 professional fights, he is perfect in the ring. 13 victories, no defeats, 8 wins coming by way of knockout, presentando el hijo de Tijuana, Baja California, México, el Niño Dorado, Jorge Chavez. And your referee in charge, David Sullivan, with the final instruction.
Okay, fighters, listen, I give you the instructions in the locker room. I expect a good, clean fight. Listen to commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. This right here, I'm going to let this go right here. You're good right here. Touch gloves. God bless you both.
David Sullivan, San Diego County's own, the 3rd man in the ring as we get ready to go. Right here on the Golden Boy YouTube page, that's Brandon Douglas. Probably the biggest stage that Brandon has been on. Tried to do some kind of research on him. Couldn't find many videos at all. The Southpaw Douglas. Chavez in the Padres brown. And the pinstripe looking like baseball pants.
I like him.
Yeah, 13-0, 8 KOs. You got to like the style, the steez.
Yeah, I got to. First 13-1. This is a good matchup on paper.
Yeah, on paper, it's Chavez who's got the 8 KOs, but he's had the tougher competition. As Chavez in his last fight went the distance with Ruben Casero. He won the unanimous decision. That was in December. That was the Toyota Arena. He's trained by Hector Lopez, TKO Boxing. He's got his cutman, Cesar Campos. SOA Boxing with him on the side. As for Brandon Douglas, the Southpaw, this is his first fight with the new teams. He showed up a month ago in Vegas with Richard Barrientos and Joseph Santos, so they've had a month to work with him as he steps up in competition. Gets hit with the left hook by Chavez.
You notice as we have the orthodox for southpaw, they're going to be battling for the feet the entire time, trying to get the angle, trying to get the outside foot, outside angle the entire time.
A fighter like Douglas, 13-0, 11 KOs, but against limited resistance. Fought 3 times last year, did Douglas. Chavez has been very, very active. Golden Boy signed him recently. Been part of that Golden Boy Fight Night development show.
Watch those heads, guys. Watch them. Let him go. Free him up. Free him up. Stop. Stop.
Chavez fought 4 times last year. 3 decisions and a KO. Good body shot from Chavez. Being quick is Chavez. But Brandon Douglas countering. This was scheduled for 8 rounds. You see them standing on each other's toes, huh?
Yeah, stepping on each other. It's a very common thing. Stepping on each other's toes and headbutts are something you want to avoid when you're orthodox versus southpaw. Both of them look like they're controlling their distance really well, but still trying to fill each other out a little bit. And
Douglas is going to move around a lot. Let's hit with the right hand. And Douglas not standing still at all. He's moving.
Moving a lot.
Good shot from Chavez. Moves Douglas back.
Let him go. Work it out. Work it out. Free those hands. Free those hands.
Chavez gonna like the shot to the back of the head. Who does? 10 seconds to go in the opening round. Good round. Good round.
Good first round. Yeah, for sure. I thought Chavez landed the, a little bit more with shots that had some impact. But good stuff. You can see he's really using his distance in that round.
Look at the highlights from that opening round.
Yeah, you see Chavez doing most of the moving forward. He's trying to cut off the ring. He's trying to set things up. He's really, really trying to land that straight right. You see, was there? Yeah, that right hand, especially with the southpaw. That's going to be your key punch. Getting the head off the line and getting that foot outside of your opponents and throwing that straight right.
The 4 previous fights all ended early. We had Dalis Kaleiopu, first round KO. The Niño Dorado, 3rd round stoppage. Sammy Torres, a 1st round stoppage. Joshua Edwards, a 2nd round stoppage. What are we going to get in this one? Scheduled for 8 in the super bantamweight division. And a left hook by Chavez drops Douglas here in the 2nd. He walked right into that. But he popped up.
Timed that perfectly with that right hand. Perfectly.
And attacking is Chavez. Upstairs, Chavez with a 1, 2, 3. And Douglas is wobbly. He's getting tagged. He's swinging wildly. Jorge Chavez stepping on the gas here early in the 2nd round.
I love what he's doing. He's taking his time still, though. He just dropped his opponent. He's not rushing in. That's learning. That's experience kicking in right there.
Chavez, first 4 fights were with his San Diego trainer and decided after that I need to make a change, and he's been looking good with Hector Lopez as his trainer, and he's attacking here in the 2nd. Uppercut from Chavez had vicious intentions. Goes back to it. Douglas goes to the body, gets countered.
Work it out, guys. Let him go. Let him go.
Great head movement by Chavez.
Well, I was back in 2022 here at the Pechanga Arena, San Diego. Chavez got dropped by Adrian Leyva in the 1st round. He's like, I gotta change some things up. So he left San Diego, went to Hector Lopez in Orange County, who trained Ronnie Rios and trained Alexis Rocha. So I gotta get away from my comfort zone. Body shot again from Chavez.
Right now, it looks like that switch up is working. Looks well, looks developed, looks experienced.
In the last couple of years, been good for Chavez. He's developed. That fight at the Pechanga Arena, the day of the fight, Eric, you're going to love this one. He was worried about handing out tickets. Yeah.
That's the last thing you should be worried about fight night.
Yeah.
You should be focused on one thing, that's getting here and performing and winning.
So he knew he had to take it serious and change things up, and that's when he hooked up with Hector in 2023. And he ain't worried about that anymore.
No, sir.
Keep the main thing the main thing. I knew you were going to get a reaction out of that one.
Yeah. That's too many fighters are caught up with things that don't matter like that. You know, they matter, but you know, not fight day.
He developed nicely in 2024. Good Chavez. Get in, get out. Very nice from Chavez there.
Chavez just teased the southpaw position there for a second.
Good round for Jorge Chavez. He drops Brandon Douglas early as we head to the third. And Douglas taking a deep breath right in front of us. Try to get that mouthpiece out right away, Eric.
Some shots definitely landed that round.
Highlight from that second round.
See, he timed that perfectly. One step back, that right hand, he's waiting for it, and that's just repetition in the gym. You see that stuff coming. Good movement. That body shot right there. That's kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that'll slow you down, make you take deep breaths in the corner.
Third round, scheduled for 8. Ask Chavez, what do you know about your opponent? What did you find? Like, he's a ghost. I couldn't find anything on him.
At that point, you got to trust your skills. You got to trust that experience that you have, whether it's amateur and pro, and go out there and figure things out quickly.
As Douglas fought on small shows in Utah coming up, and the last couple fights have been in Mexico. Nothing there. I made the change to Vegas. He was just doing the research on him. Talked to a couple people like, oh, he's good. He's got some skill, but not much on him. Like,
yeah, you can tell he has skill. He moves well. He's good footwork. He's moving back. He's exchanging punches well.
But this is a step up in competition for him.
Most definitely.
And definitely in the venue. You're on a DAZN broadcast. You're on the Golden Boy show. You got to go do different meetings and pictures, and you ain't doing that in Mexico when you're fighting one of those bars.
No, and you got Chavez. You got a good opponent in front of you, you know. And Chavez is like he's here, you know. He's landing.
What's he looking for right now if you're Chavez?
He's toying around with that front hand right now. He's toying around the front hand. He's looking for an angle, and I bet you he's waiting for something with that right hand. Exactly.
Swing and a miss. Is that a hook?
He's patient in there. I love what I'm seeing out of Chavez. Patient in there, waiting. You know, he's waiting for his opportunity.
Yeah, with Hector Lopez, his trainer, there's no nonsense. They're taking different gyms to spar. They go to Robert Garcia's and find some young fighters to spar with. They told him, like, Chavez, you need to be disciplined. You're old now. And you're not the little kid anymore. You got to make sure you're the one running. Make sure you're the one eating the right way. Make sure that you're getting your sleep. It's not for the lack of talent. It's the stuff in the outside.
Absolutely. It's the little things that add up. And the things you're willing to do for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're the one in there.
They don't have to wake you up to run. You should have to do it. You do it on your own.
You should want to.
Well, you guys chose this sport.
Yes, sir. Chavez trying to find it.
Good combination from Chavez. Douglas blocked most of them. Douglas doesn't keep that guard up high. Douglas with a mouth open. Blood from the lower lip of Brandon Douglas. In with a couple hooks.
Chavez really trying to find homes for his punches right now. Little tease of southpaw right there.
Get in and out. Now Douglas trying to rough it up on the rope. Done with 3. John David Sullivan getting in there.
Good left hand. Timed that jab right there. Good combination punching, honestly, overall, from Chavez. Douglas keeps that guard tight, but that still hurts. Great uppercut there. Yeah. A variety of punches coming from Chavez. Love it.
Headed to the fourth round. We haven't said that at all tonight. Remember, at the top of the hour, 5 o'clock, download the DAZN app, and you'll be able to see 5 fights coming your way, starting with Joel Diarte. There's Brandon Douglas, who has a good corner on his side, with Richard Barrientos, Joseph Santos.
Good counter right hand.
Douglas went down in the second. He seems like he's recovered from that.
Let him go. Bring him up. Stop. Stop.
Both these guys are fighting at a good pace. You know, they showed up in shape, at least for now.
And Douglas moving up from 118. He came in at 121. And now he's starting to step on the gas as Douglas. In a little while, almost went through the ropes. Chavez, the first couple rounds, was very active, quick. What happened to him?
I think he's starting to figure out his timing a little bit. I think he's starting to wait on some things. Still landing good shots every time they exchange.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not an amateur fight. You can't fight like that. You're starting to fight 8 rounds, 10 rounds. You know, you got to start being a little bit more methodical with the way you're going about things.
And he just had a good left hand from Douglas. Douglas is very confident here in the fourth round.
He came to fight.
We're finding out what the ghost is about. We said it from the opening round. Douglas is going to move. It'll be hard to find. This round, he's standing there with Chavez.
Moving a little bit less. I can't tell if that's fatigue or he just, you know, he's maybe he's starting to figure out.
I was about to ask you because he just took a deep breath with a minute to go in the round. The fatigue for Douglas, maybe?
They are fighting at a very, very high pace right now. A lot of punches are being thrown. Could be.
Another deep breath. And you hear the hometown crowd making noise for Chavez. Most of his family in attendance. Good hook from Chavez. Gets in and out. Another left hook from Chavez, followed by the right. Good combo by El Niño Dorado. 10 seconds to go in the fourth round.
Bring him up. Bring him up. Let's go. Bring him up.
Good action. Good action here.
Great fight so far.
Nose is bleeding. That's Joseph Santos, young cut man working. Son of Bob. Kids everywhere, man. I like Joseph.
Yeah.
Hustler. You know him.
Yeah.
Look at the highlights here for that fourth round.
Good head movement. Oh, man. Douglas is throwing some punches. Going back and forth, trading. Chavez, body, head, mixing it up, upstairs, downstairs. That left hook was landing. Yeah, but like you said, I think they're both sitting down a little bit more than they were before. You know, less movement. Starting to figure each other out.
Jumping off his stool is Chavez. Thought it was still a little bit longer to get up. Than every second possible. When do you know in the ring, Eric Priest, that your fighter is tired or getting gassed?
You can tell. It's like a sixth sense. You know what I mean? Something you develop in time while we're boxing. Just being in the ring with different guys.
Like your coaches will tell you, your corner will tell you.
Yeah.
But do you sense something?
Sometimes, sometimes you'll be like, okay, yeah, I might be breathing a little bit, but so is he, and I think he's breathing a little bit more. So time to press on the gas a little bit more.
This goes back to the conditioning, the living the good lifestyle.
Absolutely. Boxing is one of those sports. You get tired. There's no timeout. There's no, there's none of that.
Yeah, well,
you just lose.
Good shots landed by Chavez. You can't burn the candle on both ends.
No, sir.
Especially as you get older.
Absolutely.
Get older, the competition gets better.
I like that analogy. Can't burn the candle from both ends.
Oh, man. It's, how many trainers have you heard? Not you, because you're in spot. They'll tell you, oh, yeah, this camp, we had a fat camp. Because the guy showed up just to lose weight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more about a diet rather than actually getting better.
Yep. I'm not saying that's what happened here, but I'm just more like,
in general.
You've got to be locked in the entire time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, both fighters looking good. Chavez realizing that Douglas could take a shot.
Chavez really looking for that right hand. But he's landing the left hook, too.
Yeah. That's what dropped him.
Bring him up, guys. Bring those hands up. Let's go. Bring him up.
And now they're both messing around at the belt.
Let's go. Work it, guys.
If you're Douglas, this is smart, right? Make it ugly. Rough him up.
Gotta be. You're losing the fight from the outside. Get inside. I think Douglas has the right play right now, but Chavez is landing some great shots.
Chavez is loving that left hook. 3 of them land by Chavez on the jaw of Brandon Douglas from Salt Lake City. But Douglas does not go away. Standing with them toe-to-toe in the center of the ring, right on the Golden Boy logo. That's that right hand you're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ooh, those body shots right there that Chavez just landed. That's the kind of stuff that'll catch up with you a little bit. I'll make you breathe heavy in the corner.
That's what wears you down?
Yep.
Low blow, maybe? What happened here? Oh, he almost went through the ropes. Something odd happened there.
Yeah, I think it was a body shot. I think I heard.
But he went through. All right. Regardless, though, we're going to the 6th. As Douglas is starting to break down. He's been blowing that snot since the first round. Let's take a look at a highlight of the way that round ended.
Yeah, those little. Oh,
he pushed him.
Kind of. Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
Grabbed the back of the head, pushed him through the rope.
Yeah.
But before that, you're right, though, there was a body shot that landed.
Yeah, I felt that one a little bit. So those shots in between shots. So when your opponent's throwing punches at you and you sneak in little stab, little picks to the body, that stuff hurts. Yeah, uppercut, Chavez, following up. But good exchanges between these two. Chavez, I think, finding the more effective shots, more effective blows for sure, but really finding home for that left hand.
Little Tigres del Norte gem, and as Chavez looking at the replays on the big screen here at Front Wave Arena as we're in the 6th round. 5 o'clock, DAZN takes over. You'll need the DAZN app to watch. Joel Iyarte and Marcos Jimenez, Ruslan Abdullayev, Tristan Calcruz, Charles Conwell, and Gabriela Fundora. All that on DAZN. Should you download the app and subscribe. All right, so you were saying the body is what you want to see Chavez go for.
Yeah, just keep doing it, because you got your opponent breathing heavy a little bit already. And, that'll just break you down. Doesn't have to be the hardest shots, but, the shots that they don't see coming. Just little stabs to the body.
So when you stab, are you throwing it full strength, or are you just poking at him?
Yeah, you're kind of using your hips and your momentum a little bit. You're timing it. It's not about where it lands. Right there, kind of.
That was a body shot to the solar plex.
That's the kind of stuff, That was a harder shot for sure, but he's getting the memo. There you go.
More body work from Chavez.
It's almost like you can hear me.
Oh, they can. Hey, credit to Douglas, man. The guy does not go away. He stays there.
He came to win for sure.
And every now and then he'll sneak in a good shot.
Yep.
That makes Chavez think about coming in. Body work again from Chavez. You can hear Hector Lopez in Spanish say, El gancho, the hook.
Looking for that left hook right there.
Nope. And the right hook. Because Douglas's hands are getting heavy as they're dropping Eric Priest.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Both these fighters, they're fighting at a hard pace, like I said, the entire time, and they're both starting to feel fatigue. Now it's kind of like, who's going to pull it out? Who's going to go that extra mile right now? And that hook's finding a home.
It's found a home since the opening round and dropped Douglas in the second. Douglas is gassed. His legs are wobbling. Not for the punch. He's breathing heavy. Now he gets hit hard upstairs. Another combination for Chavez. Crowd loving it at Front Wave Arena in Oceanside. 30 seconds to go in the round. Leaning on each other's hands. Uppercut from Chavez. Another uppercut, partially blocked. Douglas getting worn out. And he's just hugging and trying to survive the 6th round. 10 seconds to go in the 6th. Solid round for Jorge Chavez. Tijuana's own, looking good in San Diego County. Now it looks like Douglas is cut on the left eye. Nice mouse.
Yep.
As Joseph Santos is going to have to work on the cut and the swelling.
Yeah, this is they're both exchanging. They're both fighting really inside, basically fighting inside a phone booth for a second there.
Have you ever seen a phone booth? In a movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went to New York one time. Okay,
all right. That's why I love it when young broadcasters go through and you always say, I'm never going to say this, I'm never going to say that. We all fall into the cliches. Don't worry, I do it all too. But it's a great analogy, though.
Yeah.
As the doctor's going to check out Brandon Douglas. Yeah. Doctor immediately says, we're good. Does that cut right on the eyebrow? You see a guy cut like that, you go after him?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. That's an advantage I can take, I can take advantage of.
Last year, Douglas went 5 rounds, 6 rounds, and 5 rounds. Right now we're in the 7th.
Bring him up, guys. Let those hands go. Let's go.
Last time we went deep rounds was in 2020 when he lost in 10 rounds. For Chavez, his last fight, he went 8 rounds. Swept the cards. That was in December.
He's got a good opponent in front of him right now.
Absolutely.
He's willing to trade with him, and I think it's one of those fights he's going to learn a lot. It takes you, challenges some of the things, and your mental, your strategy.
Not over though. Still 2 rounds to go.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he's looking good.
Yeah.
He's landing the more effective blows. Great movement. He looks like he has much more energy than Douglas. So.
But that's one of those where you need to make sure you stay locked in if you're Jorge Chavez.
Every second of every single round. You can't turn off for 1 second.
Because now Douglas, he might get into that desperation mode to start winging punches.
It's a dangerous fighter. A desperate fighter is a dangerous fighter.
The wounded fighter too. Wear on his face, wincing when he gets hit in the body. Interesting division too at 122 for Jorge Chavez.
Great uppercut by Chavez.
He's 25. Now in his 14th pro fight. You got to move him. Got to start moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Career-wise.
Yep.
You know, he's been a fixture on the Golden Boy Fight Night Development Series, but you got to graduate from that, just like you have, Eric Priest.
Yeah. And you see right now, he's taking on the next level of opponents right now. You know, people that are willing to hurt and exchange with him and want to stay in there and want to win.
Chavez had a limited amateur background. Was born in Tijuana, grew up in San Diego, would go back and forth. Had a huge social media following because years ago he was on with Mr. Beast, the YouTuber.
Oh.
He did one of those contests. So he got a huge following for Mr. Beast. Was just hustling around, trying to make it go. He had so many different jobs that boxing wasn't the full-time focus. When he hooked up with Hector, they're like, if you want to be a fighter, you need to lock in 100%.
Yeah. You can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
You gave up your modeling career.
Oh my God.
You know I was going to say it eventually.
Oh my God. I was waiting for it, Beto.
Look, hey, I waited till the last round.
We all have sacrifices. See Chavez. Yeah, Chavez is trying to turn up the heat this round. He was landing much more. Douglas, you could tell, was a little bit more fatigued, and Chavez took advantage of that.
Eighth and final round. Chavez coming out aggressive. Can he put away Brandon Douglas, who he dropped in the second round? Douglas is a tough dude, man.
Most definitely.
Making that move to Vegas, better competition, better sparring, been paying dividend for him. Oh, he gets hit with that right hand. You got to keep that guard up, and he's getting tagged by Chavez. And this is, we're talking about the desperation fighter now, right?
Yeah, when fatigue sets in, you get caught with a hard punch. You know,
he gets hit again with the hook, but there he lands one. Chavez wobbled. Chavez got tagged there. And in the corner is Chavez trying to hold on. Chavez shaking his head no, and he lands a hook. Action picking up, very good, back and forth. 2 minutes to go in the fight. And now Douglas just going to start winging and going for it.
He has to.
But Chavez doesn't. You don't want to exchange like this, do you?
No, I know. I mean Douglas. Douglas has got to. That desperation, you know, he's
Looks from Chavez. Douglas wears him, takes a deep breath. Halfway through the eighth and final round.
Just those little body shots right there.
Did Douglas punch himself out though? He's running out of gas.
I believe so.
Body shots from Chavez. Leaning in is Douglas. Approaching a minute to go. He's breathing heavy. Can Chavez end it? Oh, Douglas looked up at the screen to see how much time is left. His lungs are burning. A lot of heart from Brandon Douglas.
He's eating some shots at Chavez right now.
He's just trying to survive. Chavez looking for the big shot. Does he have that kind of pop?
He does. I think Douglas just has a chin.
Yeah. A big opportunity for Douglas, big stage. Showing well for himself, but it's been a lot of Jorge Chavez tonight. Controlling this fight. Landing his shots. Ten seconds to go in the fight.
We'll see final last flurry.
And that'll do it. 8 good rounds between Jorge Chavez and Brandon Douglas. Our only fight this afternoon that goes the distance.
Great fight. I think great performance by Chavez. You really showed heart, skill, good strategy, working from the body shots and then landing that left hook repetitively. And Douglas is breathing heavy right now.
Hey, good showing for him, though.
Oh, great showing. Oh, absolutely. He proved that when he comes to win, he means when he comes in here, he comes in with intention and doesn't play around. I think he could be a challenge for a lot of young prospects.
Yep. Something like that will get you called back. You put on a good effort.
Oh, that right hand was finding a spot. Chavez really looking for that good head movement. Sitting out of trouble, tying up, smothering a little bit. The strategies that you learn as you go throughout your career. And this was
a tough fight.
Tough fight for sure. A lot of punches were thrown. One of those fights, even when you walk away from, you learn something. There's some swelling under Douglas' eye right there, yeah.
All right, so we have the judges' scorecards. Joe Martinez, let us know how the judges had it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, and all 3 judges score it 80-71. Your winner by unanimous decision. Se mantiene invicto here, still undefeated, el Niño Dorado, Jorge Chavez.
So congratulations to Jorge Chavez, gets win number 14, sweeps the cards, drops his opponent in the second, and he goes 80-71. It wasn't easy, but he made it look easy.
It's always hard to make it look easy. And so, I mean, a great performance. And like I said, this is one of those fights, it's not easy. It's a hard fight, but you learn a lot. You learn a lot in these kind of fights. If you go the distance, you push yourself, push your cardio, push your strategy, and challenge the way that you originally thought about going about the fight. And he looked great. I'm excited. I'm excited to see more of him.
There you see the team picture. Cutman C's on the other side. Abraham is manager. Hector Lopez. So Brandon Douglas falls for the second time in his career. Chavez representing the first place Padres. Well, here the Tijuana San Diego kid gets his hand raised. And Hector Lopez still telling him something. That's a trainer right there. When you don't stop giving advice.
Yeah. It's one of those things. You eat, sleep, you dream boxing.
No. And finally, there's a smile from Hector at the end.
There we go.
But I like Jorge's attitude, too. Not celebrating, not jumping up and down. Took care of business, did what he had to do. I think we got some highlights of this fight. All right, so they came out walking right away. We knew we were going to get a good one, and we got that, Eric Priest.
Yeah, from the get-go, they both came out throwing hard shots, the punches landing to hurt. Douglas got caught earlier, but yeah, look at that. Great shots landed by Chavez. Douglas firing back. Really finding the home for that left-handed Chavez.
Yeah, that left hook was working for him early, and he kept going back to it. Hey, if it works, keep on having it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, Douglas was hurt a few times, but he kept firing back. Got to give him props for that one.
He was there.
Yeah.
And they hug afterwards. 8 good rounds for Jorge Chavez, who gets the win number 14 in his career. All right, so top of the hour, you'll need DAZN. We're done with YouTube. At DAZN is where you got to go. Get the app at the top of the hour to see the fights. Let's look at our fight card here that we had here on YouTube. We had knockout wins for Dalis Kaleiopu in the first. The Nail did it in the third. Samuel Torres Castellanos in the first. Joshua Edwards, the Olympian, in the second. That was an impressive knockout. And then Jorge Chavez, Brandon Douglas go the distance. Chavez winning the cards 80-71. All right. Don't go anywhere. A couple more things for you here from Oceanside.
DAZN, the undisputed global home of boxing, where the greatest fighters take center stage, with fights every week and over 185 a year. And now, the mighty Queensberry joins over 30 worldwide promoters to up the ante like never before, with the best of the best.
The biggest nights.
There's no limits to what's possible. Nobody brings you closer to the action. Because if the fight is on, it's on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
My name is Gabriela Fundora, and I'm the flyweight IBF champion.
Well, early in the morning, I wake them up with a siren. 7 a.m. Yeah, they go for about 4 mile run. Then they come back, do a little strength and conditioning. Then feed the goats, feed the animals. And she gotta go see that we have eggs. Then just eat breakfast, take a rest, come back at 1 and do her boxing.
What got me into boxing was actually my mom. I was always watching her, and my brothers were training too, but it was just more me gravitating, focusing, just watching her compete in the amateurs and going to all these tournaments. Even when I was younger, I was underneath the ring, kind of just watching my brothers do their thing in fights, and my mom was reffing them and judging them. So I was always around boxing, watching it, and then eventually I got into it.
Oh, well, too bad. You can't.
Our life is boxing. It's not any camp, and it's just, we step outside. There's the gym. We come into the gym, rings right here, and it motivates you. It's seeing, say if I'm on my break, right? Not really, but I'm still watching my brother do his thing, or my little sister, and we're just so knitted that it's in the system. It's part of like breathing, sleeping. It's just, boxing's another one of those things. Right now, what makes us different, we're the first in history to be the first brother and sister duo in boxing to be champions at the same time. So, trainer of the year, I think so.
Here ringside, thanks for joining us on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Beto Duran, Eric Priest, 5 fights. We saw 4 knockouts. You got to love that for young fighters. Do your job. Take care of business.
In and out, literally. You just get in here, do what you're supposed to do your job, on to the next.
All right, so wins for Jorge Chavez in our main one here on YouTube. Then the knockouts for Joshua Edwards, Samuel Torres, the Niño Dorado, and Dalis Kaleiopu, the Hawaiian, getting the stoppages. A great job by Rob El Sewi in the production truck. Great job by our replays, our highlights, and our stage manager doing fantastic work here at Front Wave Arena. They can do it without them. Appreciate you so much. DAZN at the top of the hour. Download the app, subscribe, and you'll get 5 fights coming your way. A lot of stuff going on this Saturday afternoon in Golden Boy Boxing, bringing you the first undisputed and the youngest champion in the flyweight division, Gabriela Fundora. She'll be the main event later on. Charles Conwell, Tristan Calcruth, Ruslan Abdullayev, and Joel Iriarte. Did you have fun, Eric Priest?
I had a great time watching these prospects go out here and do their thing. Exciting fights. From heavyweights to all types of weights right here, big, small, and everybody came out and just put on a great show so far. So tonight, I'm even more excited for everything we have next. So. Great time.
Make sure you follow Eric Priest and the Golden Boy social media accounts. News on when he's going to be fighting, as Golden Boy is going to be heating up in the month of May, June, July. The next fight will be Times Square with Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez, Arnold Barboza, Devin Haney. You'll have Jose Ramirez, Rollies, all that good stuff. But tonight, it's all about Golden Boy at the Front Wave Arena in Oceanside. For Aaron Priest, I'm Anthony Durant. Thanks for watching Golden Boy Promotions.
I welcome all. That's what I'm boxing for, to show them why you're the greatest.
I'm one of the best, if not the best in the division, so that's what I got to do.
Oh, she couldn't handle that one.